Good evening. I'm your host, Jason Mons, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Red Zone. I'm reading some of these comments in the chat, and they are rather hilarious. If you appreciate this show and this channel, hit like and subscribe, and share this show with all of your socials. Just get the word about how rad this is, and how tardy you guys are, how you guys like to make fun of that tardy. As you can see, I'm not on location today, as much as I wanted to not leave just yet. Oof. Well, welcome back to episode of Beyond the Red Zone, where we break down the sports narratives shaping the week with a critical lens. Tonight we look at the insanity that is the college football playoff picture, the expansion of the college football playoff beyond its traditional 14 format has introduced a dynamic and unpredictable landscape. If you wanted parity, the transfer portal, which has become an almost unhinged version of free agency, and conference realignment has been a delightful addition to college football. Many of us have come to view the college game as a monopoly of talent owned by just a few teams each year. Schools like Alabama and Georgia don't have to recruit heavily in their state or even their region, as much of their talent comes from all over the country, reminiscent of what we saw with schools like Miami in the 80s and 2000s, who had a wealth of athletic riches. But much to the delight of fans who anticipated a mere extension of the dominance by established SEC teams, the recent realignment has added layers of complexity and excitement to the season. As we approach the culmination of the regular season, several conference championship scenarios are unfolding, each with significant implications for the playoff picture. Max says it sounds like my sound is off, which really sucks because we've been talking for the longest time. It was like, oh, everything's fine. But everything.
Was it, Mac? That's why when I asked the question, do I sound like I'm talking through a microphone? And you said, yeah. It's because most people talk to people through computer speakers. You failed. Get better friends. Mac, this is for you.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
That's what happens when you talk to people with subpar audio, Mac. You think all subpar audio is normal. You've normalized mediocrity. I'm going to bring you in. Please welcome the shame, Mac.
The only thing that would have been better is if you had the Septa from Game of Thrones. It's just ringing a bell going, shame, shame, shame. Oh, there we go, Mercutio. I saw all your snide little comments.
It's frustrating because every time you guys write comments, the people that I talk to before, it doesn't matter who it is, it could be Toussaint, and they'll just be talking to me normally. And it's like, you have subpar friends. You need to get better. You need to get friends with much better audio.
Dude.
Because what I hear in my ears is this microphone. So even if whatever you hear out there is not what I hear in my ears.
Yeah. Well, I let everybody down, apparently. And Mercutio, I do enjoy rum. It's got to be a spiced rum, not that clear shit. Fucker. You know, Mercutio, if you keep this up, you're going to go into fucking BTR timeout. And that means you have to go watch Stephen A. Smith or Skip Bayless talk about nothing. Worse yet. No, here we go. Here's BTR timeout. If you keep fucking with us, you're going to have to watch fucking Ben Shapiro talk about sports. That's what you're going to have to do.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
I feel like that guy's never seen a sport.
He has, actually. They should just be quiet and dribble. Okay, we don't need their political nonsense.
Didn't he make some real fucked up comment about hip hop once?
Multiple times.
I look, all the people I don't follow,
Yeah.
He's 7 of them.
Dude, yeah. I mean, the only reason I know about it is because I am quite the hip hop fan, and people on like Twitter and shit were like, "Bro, check this out," and like clipped him. And like a big part of it was like the Megan and Cardi B song, you know?
Oh, the WAP song? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, having a wet ass pussy. My wife's a doctor, okay, and she said that's a sign of a infection of some sort. And my favorite part where was just the strongest meme game that came out of it when somebody put a picture of like the Kalahari Desert and they're like, this is the hottest point, or this is the second driest point on the planet. The first is Ben Shapiro's wife's vagina, like
He caught a lot of shit for that, with the
as
P
he
word.
as he should.
I just don't care about that guy. Oregon is in, Mac.
Oh
Ohio
yeah.
State. I'm gonna read you some scenarios. Ohio State can clinch the remaining spot with a victory over Michigan, or if both Indiana and Penn State suffer losses. What are you hoping for as an Ohio State fan?
Well, we already know what I'm hoping for. All right. I'm hoping that Ohio State doesn't even spit in the hand, goes in raw dog, and fucks them into submission. That's
Jesus,
what I want.
Jesus.
Fuck that state. Fuck that team. Fuck anybody who's worn those colors, including Tom fucking Brady.
Fuck
You
you too,
guys,
Drew Henson.
that's right. Fuck you, Drew Henson.
Fuck you, Tim Biakabatuka.
Especially him. He broke my heart that year. He ran for 221 fucking yards.
He got
Flat.
drafted.
Yeah, he got drafted by the Panthers and was a complete letdown.
Well, when you get drafted after a game,
Yeah.
he's not the first person to get drafted. Marcus Tuiasosopo got drafted after a game.
He and his brother got drafted after games. Remember?
There was
You had
another one?
Marquez and I can't remember his brother's name, but they both went to UW, and he had him a big bowl game. They fucking hired him or drafted him in like the third or fourth round, and he was just
I mean, he what? He threw for 300 and ran for 200?
yeah, something like that.
It's some insane shit. Penn State will advance to the championship if they defeat Maryland and Ohio State loses to Michigan.
Now, here's the thing with Penn State. We know how you were talking about John Harbaugh maybe not being the guy to get the Ravens over the hump. I don't think James Franklin is the guy that's going to get Penn State over the hump because he's like 1 in 720 million against good teams. Like he's going to get you 10 wins every year, but he's not going to win the big games,
Is that well? John Harbaugh has one Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Sorry, he's got one, not two. I think he can win another one.
Yeah, I think this year might be his best year because I love Derrick Henry, but you could tell he was used and abused those last few years with the
Tennessee.
Titans.
Yeah.
It's like he found the fountain of youth. And again, I'm going to say this for like the 1 millionth time. A man his size should not be able to move the way he does.
That team is just they look frightening. I think the Achilles heel for them this year is their defense, but I feel like we said that a few years ago about the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Their defense isn't good enough, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl. So I don't know. Virtuous says, can the Pac-2 still have a chicken conference championship game? That's just mean. It's fucking mean.
Wazoo, Oregon State for the Pac-2 championship. No playoff slot on the line. Dun,
That's
dun,
just
dun.
Indiana needs a win against Purdue, coupled with losses by Ohio State and Penn State to reach the championship game. Does Indiana need to go to the championship game, in your opinion, to make it into the college football playoff?
No. And if they keep a one-loss team out that just played the schedule that they had, that's kind of fucked up, man. And it was fucked up when it happened to Florida State last year, but I think that had more to do with Travis's broken leg than anything.
Yes.
Because look, without him in the equation at all, running back almost the same team, Florida State's been a goddamn dumpster fire, right? Like just awful. And the sad thing is, if I was looking into it, because I was really, really, oh, God, Sefri, Jesus Christ. I do not deserve this kind of digital lambasting. Okay? I don't. This is nonsense. All right? Here's some football talk. The NWSL is expanding again, and Cleveland better get a goddamn team. That's all I'm going to say. And there's your football talk. Now back to our regularly scheduled American football program.
I hope when these people write these comments and we respond, they're laughing as hard as we are in their domiciles or
I
cars.
imagine they are.
I hope
You
so.
know,
Nuri-
Avani Sartini is actually a drink in Italy, right? It's made with absinthe and vermouth and probably rum just for Mercutio. Okay. That's what Avani Sartini is. I mean, he's unemployed now, isn't he? So he might have time. But fuck, we were talking about what now? Jesus
Indiana
Christ.
and the one
Okay,
loss.
yeah. Like, and they did. They played the schedule, and we all know that college football schedules are made out years in advance. And honestly, who saw Signetti being able to do this kind of turnaround in such a quick amount of time? Like,
How many
if you
portal kids did he have? It's not a big portal team, are they?
oh, dude, yeah, he brought a lot of kids from James Madison, like 20 of them.
Then why did James Madison's D2? So why was he able to do
James Madison is not D2. They play in the Sun Belt and have for the last 4 years.
Well, look, times they have a change, dummy, okay?
Yeah. No, I mean, this is the funny thing about James Madison. This is I read an article in The Athletic, Jason. You know how they raised $40 million to move up from FCS to FBS?
Tech
They
money?
they
Crypto.
raise student fees by 50%. So their athletic department has been entirely funded by student fees. Well, there's a new law that goes into effect in the state of Virginia that says you can't support the athletic department, or the athletic department's budget can't be more than 10% of student fees. So they're trying to figure out where are we covering down, like where are we going to cover this loss at? What is a queer cafe? I mean, honestly, that leaves a lot to interpretation. Mercutio. It could be a lot of things. It could be a coffee drink served by someone who's gay, right? It could be a coffee shop that only caters to gay people, So, or if we're gonna go with the old meaning of the word, it could be a coffee shop that only serves happy people.
Strange.
Yeah, or strange, depending on which one you want to go with. Or maybe happy, strange people. Let's call it what it is, man.
I feel like none of these people have ever been to a coffee shop in the Castro in San Francisco.
That definitely is a queer cafe.
For those of you wondering why we're talking about queer cafes, we are not homophobic. Please go back and listen to the show on Thursday. How did Trump help porn? How did Trump help porn win? How did porn help Trump win? And you will understand the queer cafe comment.
Yeah, but I mean, it could also be a place where Indiana gets coffee. I mean, it just depends. No, but like I think Indiana's definitely. I don't think you should keep them out based on that one loss. That was Ohio State was the best team they had played all season, and let's face it, Ohio State, it's hard to argue against their 3 deep, right? With only chef,
only nut milks. You guys are horrible. Oh my fucking god.
We have the greatest fans ever. They're just phenomenal.
God.
Hey, Ken.
This is we're trying to be serious here.
Yeah, but like this is what kind of is it's looking like all the prognosticators that were against the expansion to 12 teams, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The Big Ten and the SEC are going to put a lot of teams in. And honestly, that has more to do with like Army getting steamrolled last weekend, the collapse of the Pac-12, and the Big 12 just deciding, you know what, we don't really want to have a conference championship game with 2 like teams that really want to be there. Like it's just it's kind of weird. Like I would not be surprised if probably 7 to 8 out of the 12 teams did not come from or 7 to 8 teams came from the SEC and the Big Ten. Which
I'm scared of that. I don't want that to happen, and I
no,
feel
I
like
don't.
that's
I don't
gonna
either.
happen.
Like when they said they were expanding to 12, they should have just said fuck it, right? If the NCAA had any balls and actually controlled the playoff,
Mhm.
every conference champ, you have 12 conferences. You know,
But, people don't wanna see the Mountain West winner who's winning the Mountain West? Boise's out of the Mountain West. Oh, boy, I thought they were in the Big 12.
no,
BYU. I get those 2. Look, they're both in Utah. Or nothing. They're not even in Utah. They're near each other.
yeah, I mean they're in the
They're
same
Mormon
vicinity.
places. They're Mormon
Okay,
places. Damn it, Contos. No. We want
well,
Alabama gone. They got 3 losses. And that last loss, that was bad. Oklahoma has been not very good this year.
they're what I like to call a bag of smashed assholes.
Okay. That
That's
is a
how they
good.
played all year
Hmm.
until last weekend when they were like, maybe we should show up for a game. And Brett Venables was like, thank you. I want to keep my job.
They beat Alabama so bad. Oof. Oof.
This is the first time I've seen Jalen Milroe actually just look lost every single
Yeah.
play.
Yeah. Well, okay, so what do you think they did to confuse him?
I mean, Venables, remember when he was a defensive coordinator, he was the DC for Bob Stoops teams at Oklahoma and then went
Mhm.
and was the head of those like nasty Clemson defenses.
Mhm.
The two things those defenses had in common were just they were blitz happy. They brought heat because they knew their corners and their safeties were good enough to be out on islands by themselves, right?
Mhm.
That's exactly what they did to Bama. They were like Ryan Williams, never heard of him. Fuck it. You corners, you're gonna have to cover him. And they did a phenomenal job. That and they did a great job of kind of masking their blitzes. And like I said, Milroe looked confused the entire fucking time. I didn't see him make one smart play that entire game. And I think he's really come a long way from that first season with Saban, where he was kind of like uh, the starter went down and he went in. They kind of played musical chairs at quarterback his freshman year.
Mhm.
But he looked really solid last year. He looked, he looked like a dude learning a new playbook, but like he was getting the hang of it. And then Oklahoma came, and then he just looked fucking, lost, absolutely lost. And that is not how you wanted to really, go out like lose any consideration for a playoff spot. Um, But honestly, the way this fucking committee is, and this is why I don't consider like it's a playoff.
Mhm.
There's going to be 12 teams that play games against each other to go forward, but it's
Mhm.
not a real playoff if a committee is picking the teams that go in it, you know? And I have this argument all the time. Like, dude, college football is the only sport on the goddamn planet that doesn't have a real playoff. And everyone's like, we got a 12-team playoff now. And it's like, yeah, and people pick who goes in it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the regular season's so great. Well, yeah, you could just play in your conference championship game and fucking go to the playoff.
What a crazy concept, just like all the other sports.
Yeah, every fucking cricket's got a goddamn playoff.
The conference champion goes and plays in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The winner of Texas versus Texas A&M will face Georgia in the conference championship. Georgia has 2 losses.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that kind of the surprising thing? Like, you and I both bagged on Texas and Oklahoma moving to the fucking SEC, and Texas is like, bitch, hold my beer. I got it. And in first year,
It's all because of Arch Manning. I say that shit to David. I text David Griscom every so often, and on Saturdays I'll send him a text like, "Hey, brother, you guys can stop bullshit and put in Arch Manning."
well, see, here's what I wanted to ask you about because I thought this was really interesting. Do you think Quinn Ewers goes early in the draft?
No.
You don't think he leaves this year? I think he transfers out.
If I saw something about him transferring to another school, and I saw another quarterback that would be a super senior transfer to another school. When I saw some of the ages of players that are rookies compared to players that are in their 3rd seasons in the NFL.
Well, you got to think Quinn is a true junior. His freshman year, he spent at Ohio State before he transferred to Texas.
Is he from Ohio?
No, he's from Texas, but
He is from Texas.
he
He was just
committed
recruited.
early at Ohio State.
He hasn't impressed me with really good talent. And
Before he got hurt,
mhm,
I would argue that point.
okay.
He looked really crisp early in the season. Then he had an oblique injury, and he hasn't looked comfortable throwing the ball.
I think he's fighting to stay on the field, and he didn't want to leave the team because he knew this was a shot to win a championship and possibly getting drafted high. I think there's so many quarterback hungry teams, and we saw with a couple years ago in the NFL with the Panthers taking Bryce Young so early, and even a few years before that with the Arizona Cardinals taking Kyler Murray so early, that people are willing to look beyond certain physical attributes that were looked as detrimental years before. Like we joke about Drake May all the time. He's white and 6'4". That's why he got drafted.
Yep.
And he's played pretty okay, right?
He's played well for one of the worst teams schematically
Yeah.
and talent-wise in the NFL.
I don't know who he's throwing to, put it that way.
Me and you.
Pretty much. And he's putting up big numbers with the teams playing from behind. I'm not going to try to shit on the guy. From what I've seen, he's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
But guys like Caleb Williams, Penix sadly hasn't seen the field. I don't know how he's going to see the field.
Yeah.
He's going to have to shoot Kirk Cousins.
I feel like when the Falcons drafted him, he was like the insurance policy in case Kirk Cousins came back and looked like Aaron Rodgers does right now. You know, they're both coming off the same injury. And I'll tell you right now, Cousins is running laps around fucking Rodgers as far as performance.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. And when, Cousins needed a week or two to get comfortable, you could tell the guy was coming off an Achilles injury. He looked he moved very gingerly in the
They
pocket.
had weapons when what's his name that's in the booth now was at the team. I can't think of his name.
Matty Ryan. Matty Ice.
Ryan. Yeah, Matty Ice. When Matt Ryan was there, Pitts was there. London was I think was just getting there around time.
But here's the thing with that though. They had that shitty Arthur Smith offense. I like the way the offense is now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're doing a great job getting like Robinson, Pitts, all those guys involved.
Mm-hmm.
And you need a guy to pull the trigger. And Cousins knows when to do it. Like he had that huge game, and then he has games where he throws for like 150, but they control the clock and win games. I've been pleasantly surprised with the Falcons, but I mean, Penix, like I said, I think he was just an insurance policy. And now with, we're going to get another increase in salary cap, but Cousins has a huge number and it's all guaranteed.
Do you trade? So this is my question to teams like that. And I will go back to college football because I do want to go over the Big 12 playoff scenario.
The chaos.
No team controls its own destiny in the Big 12 is so interesting. When you think about a team like that, who's playing well with Kirk Cousins is about what, 32?
Cousins? No, he's older than that. He's older than 35.
Yeah, who's got the Googles?
He's late.
He's not late 30s. He came out the same year as RG3 and Andrew Luck. One thing that we've seen with people like Tom Brady and now Aaron Rodgers is that you can play for a long time at the quarterback position and you can play at a high level at the quarterback position. So
he's 36.
He's 36.
Yeah.
Can he give you, if you get rid of him, because at some point Penix again is not 21 years old. He's 24.
Yeah.
And he needs to get reps. He needs to get real-time reps because he could be a special talent. And you already got aging. Now everybody's aging around him, right? Robinson is a couple years older. Drake London's going to be a couple years older. Pitts is in his fourth season?
I believe so, yes.
So do you get rid of a guy like Cousins who could probably give you another 3 seasons of this kind of top tier play? And do you use Penix as trade bait to get more picks and maybe take one of these quarterbacks coming out that really are, to me, 3rd and 4th round guys? Like, who's coming out this season that anyone's like excited about? Carson Beck? No.
Yeah, that's the thing. There hasn't been a quarterback where I've seen like a consensus on being like, this is going to be one of those weak QB drafts, I think. it's gonna be good for skill position players because
Outside of
you're
Shador,
yeah,
there's
and
no
even
one.
then, the opinion split on Shador, you know? And I think that's fair. I'm not saying Shador's without talent. I think he's shown great talent, in the time we've seen him play, but the fact of the matter is, he's got some bad tendencies when it comes to footwork, and he's gonna get picked apart. That's why I give him a lot of credit, like, for saying, "I'm gonna play in the Senior Bowl or the East-West
Yeah.
Shrine Game," because he'll get to work with pro coaches, you know? I mean, Eric, Cam Ward, I don't know how I feel about Cam Ward yet at the pro level.
Yeah.
Like, he has shown he can take over a game in college. Um, but, like, I don't know, man.
What happens when the people move? I always this is my question always. Can you make the throws? Can you throw in tight windows? And that's why I love Shador, and that's why I liked Caleb coming out because I saw those guys make some serious tight window throws. And with Caleb Williams, I've seen him stay in the pocket as it's collapsing around him and stay calm and make those throws.
Yeah.
I remember watching Lamar Jackson as his second year after he won the Heisman. He didn't look very good throwing the ball. He threw a lot of interceptions. He threw a lot of bad interceptions too.
Yeah, but that his sophomore year at Louisville, that wasn't a good team. They graduated a lot of talent after his freshman year. So,
I'm
he
not talking about running for his life interceptions. I'm talking like
yeah,
3 steps and you're throwing to the wrong spot
but you know what,
interceptions.
dude? That's a guy that's trying to do too much because he knows the team can't really support him,
Fair enough.
you know? And I get that. Um, and the thing is that was Baltimore for a while. He would single-handedly win games by himself that they had
Yeah.
no business winning.
Now he's spreading the ball out to his receivers.
Yeah,
Zay Flowers is getting more catches.
it opens up shit for Mark Andrews. Yeah.
That's why to me he's looking like an all-world quarterback. When he gets receivers involved and he's no longer the receiver killer,
Yeah.
it's like watch out because now this dude might be the most frightening man you've ever seen. He could be a 6'2" Michael Vick that understands the playbook and the defenses in front of him
Yeah.
and his checks. Did you watch that thing I sent you? Shannon Sharp was saying about John Elway.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's like we're seeing the evolution of the game. And what I like about it is we're still getting spread components,
Mm-hmm.
but we're seeing a return to like 80s football with some of these running backs.
Yeah,
Just
with the Chargers.
yeah, dude, with the fucking Eagles. Can we just say that if the Giants GM does not get fired after this season, John Mara is the dumbest man alive. He
Mm.
literally let one of the most electric football players on the planet, who, yes, was dealing with some injuries, and that comes with playing behind a just trash offensive line and getting the shit beat out of you every time. But look at what he's done in Philly. Oh my gosh. Just nuts. And I love what my favorite thing is just how Philly fans, social media at the stadium, just let New York have it. Like, they're like, thanks for Saquon,
Saquon Barkley is playing like he didn't play this good in college.
It's like he's a man possessed. And the thing is, this offense is perfect for him
Yes,
because Hurts is running ability, and he's not running as much this year, the past few
that's
years,
fine. Yeah,
but it opens up holes for him because you have to watch out for Hurts to break it off. And on top of that, Saquon is like a perfect check down target because you're not taking him out on the first hit.
Mm-mm.
And then two, if you manage to get pads on him, he's shifty enough to get away from you.
Mhm.
And the minute he gets green grass in front of him, he's gone.
And they have some beastly receivers on that team.
Yeah. So it's just like it was a perfect situation. I think it's really kind of honestly, Saquon saved Nick Sirianni's job when you get down to it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
that's fair.
Sirianni was on like one of the hottest seats after the collapse last season. And then you get Saquon, who's just kind of like
Mhm.
even keel, you know. And thank you, Nuri. Yes, Philly's offensive line, even losing Kelsey, who was like the glue
Mhm.
that held everything together, they haven't really skipped a beat, and if anything, they might be better than they were
This
last.
is an interesting season because I think the 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl this year might not make it even in their conference championship games because there is a lot of parity this year, especially in the NFC.
Yeah.
In the AFC, the Chiefs are still on top, but this second go round, playing teams like the Broncos again, playing the Chargers again. I don't know if they dominate. They didn't even dominate those games. I don't know if you can keep winning by the skin of your teeth because we saw the chink in the armor. We saw them lose,
Yeah.
and that may be that thing for them, like Jordan and the Pistons.
Yeah.
Like once you get past that team one time and you know you can do it, maybe in the playoffs you can have some confidence when playing them, especially if everybody's healthy.
I think the only thing that's going to hurt the Chargers is losing Dobbins. We don't know how long he's out yet. Unfortunately, he went down with an injury on what was it, Monday night?
Mhm,
Is that when they played?
mhm.
Which really sucked. You know. Oh, dude, Ken, I'm gonna tell you right now, nothing would warm my heart more than to see a Buffalo Detroit Super Bowl, and
Oof.
Roger Goodell would weep openly.
Just the Rust Belt
Yeah.
Bowl.
Dude, and that's the thing. Everybody from Detroit to Buffalo, every state in between would be applauding this because it's the Midwest against everybody, essentially.
I would love to watch this for a few different reasons. Number one, I've never seen Detroit in a Super Bowl, neither have you. We're not old enough. Our parents aren't even old enough to have been alive when Detroit was a championship ball club.
Yeah, and the thing is they've never played in a Super Bowl. They played
No,
in
they played before the Super
NFL
Bowl era. Yeah.
championships.
To see Jared Goff go back after the Rams said, "You're no good." Oh, I would love that. To watch that Lions team that doesn't have those bona fide ones that everybody loves to talk about, like who's the X receiver? I'm the X receiver. I'm on St. Ron. I don't know. It's a good football team that I love to watch.
Yeah.
You lost one of your main pass rushers and you're still dominating teams. You have a committee at running back. Both guys are beastly.
Yeah, and the thing is, what I love is that Montgomery has kind of taken a step back behind Jahmyr Gibbs,
Mhm.
and Gibbs has just picked it up and ran with it. You know, the American Balkans. Holy shit!
Yeah. JC said, but the Midwest is the American Balkans.
just
That's
a bunch,
mean.
just a bunch of guys in tracksuits, like chain smoking. I love the Lions. Fuck you. I love the Browns. Fuck you. I'm a Steelers fan. And then they beat the shit out of each other and then just go back to drinking and smoking heavily again. Yeah, that's
Dude,
good.
look, the Midwest is where it's at this year. And when we think about what that Super Bowl could look like, even a Vikings Lions championship game, which I don't know if that could line up. It depends on the
It
playoff
depends on
game.
seeding.
But if that was to line up, that for me would be the ultimate game. Number one, it's two Pac-12 QBs
Oh God,
that
here we go.
were first round draft picks. People were like, these guys are trash.
Jason's fucking one of their wives.
It would and it goes to show that the Pac-12 has the best quarterbacks. John Elway, Steve Bartkowski, Jim Plunkett.
Listen, just pipe the fuck down. You're gonna
Rodney Pete.
hey everybody. We'll see if he's going if he gets a Pac-12 sports boner next season when it's Boise State and San Diego State lining up in the Pac-12 title game.
I am gonna go to fucking Snapdragon Stadium, just 30 minutes from my home, to watch that game in San Diego, if that's the case.
You know Boise will be the higher seed, so you're gonna have to take your ass to Boise, Idaho.
The Boise has this thing that they were known for that we used to go eat when we would go on tour there after a show at 2:00 in the morning. There was like this and it's only in Boise. This is not a chain. I can't remember the name of the place, but they would serve it. They called it a scone, Mac. They're like, you have to have a scone in Boise. And I was like, I fucking hate scones. It's like a dry piece of shit. He goes, no, the scones in Boise are different. I'm like, all right. And it's this massive pastry. It's not really a scone in the way you imagine, like a big fucking donut thing, and you can top it with like fruit and cream cheese and shit. And I loved that thing.
I was gonna say that sounds right up your alley.
Oh my God. Fucking so yes, I would
It's
love
a
to go to
scone.
Boise.
Boise's got scones the way Cincinnati has chili. I mean, You call it that. That doesn't mean that's what it is. You know, like just saying.
If you are a Cincinnati chili eater, I mean all disrespect. That is not chili. Please stop putting sugar and chocolate and all that other bullshit in your chili.
Over noodles? Like, come on, dude. Stop it.
Dude, it's not right.
Fucking weirdos.
It's not right, dude.
This is why the rest of the state wants to trade Cincinnati to Kentucky. A nice frothy Boise scone, yeah. I mean, Mercutio, he's got to get use out of that fancy frother anyway. You know, like.
This is the best comment. Mormons don't understand scones, or they understand scones better than the rest of us. I don't know. I wish I did. I know the place starts with an M. It's in Boise. It's not in downtown.
The Mormon kitchen.
That's a Midwest Balkans taste. It's, dude, that place is, imagine like a Denny's. Not even a Denny's. Like, imagine like just a diner that doesn't exist anymore. There's nothing hipster about this place. Like, it is a diner. You know, people say, I want to go to a Greasy Spoon. Like, the Spoon's as greasy as a motherfucker in this place. Like, come on through. There's no, like I said, there's no ironic shit on the walls. And we would stay at this place till the wee hours of the morning and then drive to the next city and fucking laugh and talk shit with our friends. I miss Boise, and I miss that place oh so much.
That's the only black man alive that would say that.
There's some truth to that. Is there pictures of me in Boise somewhere around here? I'm sure there are.
Jason's like, you know what? They called me a Negro in the nicest way possible.
No, I told you about that time I was in the gym, the Planet Fitness there, and they didn't have the changing rooms. And the guy walked up to me with his dick out.
Oh,
I didn't tell you about this?
No.
I'm a little older now, so now I'm kind of at that age where I just don't care, and I'll just change into the locker room. But I used to get like, oh no, they don't have the dressing rooms, right, where you could walk with your towel to the shower. And my ex and I would use Planet Fitness's kind of like showers. We'd exercise a little bit and then shower, for the day. And so I'm putting my clothes on. This guy looks at me because I have tattoos and stuff. He goes, "Are you in a band?" And I go, and he's sitting across. He's like sitting on the bench, and he's getting his clothes on slowly, methodically. And he's an older gentleman, but ripped. And I go, yeah. He goes, I knew it. And he walks over to me, and he gets pretty close to me, and he's got no clothes on, no towel. He is naked. His bing bangle is hanging out.
Did he Captain Morgan pose you too?
He did.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
He goes, if you have 1,000 fans, you can make $100,000. And I'm like, And he starts asking me about, what's your social media like? What's this like? And I was like, I
Jason's like, can you just...
I'm trying to act like I'm not weirded out by this dude's dick. But I'm weirded out by
Here's the dude's dick, and there's Jason. Sir, can you please, sir? Oh, on my nose, really? Come on! Oh, not again! Stop turning. What's your name, Jason? Jason. Oh yeah, that's great. It's in my eye now. So, do you know about the site called Twitter? You need to get up there, man. Sir, your scrotum's resting on my chin. My what? Oh, hey, the old beanbag there. Sorry about that. Get that out of the way for you.
Yes, it was something like that.
Sir, your 60-year-old scrote is just really just swinging right in front of my face.
I was so shook. I was like, but he was really, his whole thing was like, he wanted me to succeed. He wasn't being rude. It wasn't any weird. Come over to my place later and we'll fuck you right up the ass. It wasn't like anything weird like that.
I'll show you my magic underwear. Your what?
It was totally. He used to own coffee shops. He goes, "You ever seen this coffee shop?" Blah blah blah. He's like, "I used to own those. I sold those, and da da da." And I was watching this thing, and all you need to do is have this many people. And he goes, "Do you have a way?" And what was funny was he was talking about Patreon without knowing he was talking about Patreon. I told you, and I've said this on the show before. That guy that started Patreon, for those that don't know, is a failed musician. And the whole original pitch for Patreon, us musicians used to get email, and he's from the Bay. We used to get emails all the time. Hey, there's this new platform where you can get paid while you're at home, not on the road. And I looked at it, and when I looked at it, I thought to myself, this doesn't make any sense because we can't produce that amount of quality.
Yeah.
Like, because his whole pitch was like, you can give people extra secret songs. And I thought about it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But what's the secret song? Is it some shit that we thought wasn't good enough to make the record? Like, I'm going through Motley Crue's catalog to make one of these. I'm making these playlists, right? I found that it calms me. And I was going to make a best 25 Motley Crue. And I'm thinking to myself, I think a lot of these records are trash. With a handful of good songs. They have so many songs about fucking kids. It's insane. But anyway.
I mean, it was the 80s, dude.
I'm in the 90s and 2000s. Oh, there's new songs about fucking kids. Anyway, I'm going through their catalog and I thought to myself,
I'm going to have to shower after this episode.
Or just don't listen to it. I try to put all the songs that don't reference fucking children. I'm looking at their catalog because I was like, I want to put songs that aren't just the first 3 or 4 records. And I was like, oh wow. They've been releasing greatest hits albums for like the last 25 years. There's so much of the same shit. Mm-hmm. Oh, look, we remastered it. You want to hear a shitty demo version of Dr. Feelgood? Listen to this shitty demo version of Dr. Feelgood. We remastered the shitty shit version of Dr. Feelgood. You can just put the same thing. And I've always thought that's kind of fucked up, right? So I was like, nah, I don't think there's any way we can do it. And like and he would like do behind the scenes stuff and you can do all this. And around the same time, Facebook had started the live streaming.
Yeah.
So we were like, nah, that doesn't make sense. When this podcast shit came out and it was like, you want the second half of the show? Then this is the way to get it. And it was like, oh, you found your niche. And it sure as fuck ain't with musicians. If you think I'm lying, go on Patreon, look up a musician look up Korn. You'd be surprised who has a fucking Patreon. And look at how many patrons they have.
Yeah. There's only one musical group that I follow on Patreon. That's Eve 6. And Nuri, I'll take none of your bullshit about it. Not even a little bit.
Shout out to Sean Moon. Sean Moon, are you in Boise? If Sean Moon is in Boise, then you and I both have to go to Boise just to go fuck with Sean Moon.
We got to take his gymnast out there too. She's got to do the clam slam on him, remember? I didn't forget, Sean. I didn't. I remembered.
We were talking about college football playoffs, and the derailment is so strong.
Terrified if these celebrities ever found our show. We are going to get hit up with every sort of lawsuit. And the fact of the matter is, I've realized you can sue for anything because look at the shit Drake's pulling right now. Holy fuck.
Wait a minute.
What? Virtuoso?
Virtuoso. This is... I don't even know how that happens. That's fucked
I'm
up,
shocked.
That is fucked up, dude.
You know what, Virtuoso? That's your cross to bear. We will not address that right now. Okay.
Mm-mm. We're not even going to
That
say
is
it
a
on the air. Nope.
no, that is a
Nope.
champagne room tale if there ever was one.
Oof. That's when you just let him have the number. Like, here's the number, brother. Call in.
Yeah, just lay it on us. But
Oof.
I mean, dude, if Drake is suing his own record label, saying they paid iHeartMedia and Spotify to
Mhm.
blow up Not Like Us,
Mhm.
when we all know he's terrified when he goes to the Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar, and you hear A minor sung by 80 something thousand people in the stadium and 54 million people in their homes. Okay.
That's one of the few battle songs. The only other battle song I can think of that people still sing to this day is "The Bridge Is Over." Dun 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 dun. The bridge is over. The bridge is up. That's the only battle song I can think of. Because not like us became more than a battle song, and it became an anthem. Not even just for California, for anybody. You are from Ohio and you live in North Carolina, and you can sing that song right now, and it can represent something about you and your
That's right.
fucking half breed kids.
Oh, and what the little half breeds they are. I love them. Like, I loved my daughter going, "Mom, are we really doing Thanksgiving? You should."
I mean, you don't have to fucking thank a pilgrim.
And
You can just eat dinner.
her mom dead ass goes, "Well, it's." She's like, "I understand, but it's so we can show her thanks." And she goes, "The things I'm thankful for every day. I don't need a holiday." And just dude, dead ass. She's just like, "What the fuck is going on right now?" And then my daughter put something up like on Instagram and was like on her Instagram story and was like, "What radicalized you?" And it was like this picture, and all I commented was, "You could say my dad had a hand in it," you know? She's
Not
like,
yet. Yeah,
"Yeah,
not yet. Yeah. You're still a piece of shit. Dude, you gotta wait till there's heartbreak and love and achieving something in life.
listen, I'm raising a little leftist." Granted, I'm only batting like 500 because my son is just like, I love stuff and I want to do stuff, and like I like sneakers, so I'm gonna need a lot of money for that, Dad. No, I don't want to be a commie or an anarchist or any of those other weird things. He's like, I don't even want to vote. I'm like, well, bud, that's your prerogative. You don't have to, you know.
Broke Thanksgiving, woke Reparations Day, bespoke food holiday.
That's right.
Yeah, tell her, say, honey, it's a food holiday and it's
She doesn't
your
even like the
holiday.
food. She hates Thanksgiving food just like I do. Turkey's disgusting.
You don't like? I like turkey seasonally.
No, I like the mac and cheese if it's made correctly, and that means not a lot of white hands have been around it. And I like
Did
stuffing.
I send you that video? I posted a video on Facebook because there's one thing I hate, and it's Friendsgiving.
Is it
Because to me,
about
that
that?
sounds
Oh,
like hmm?
okay. I thought you were talking about the white woman who just crammed a bunch of gross shit in a turkey, cooked it, and the turkey was still raw halfway through.
Oh, that not that where she put a whole block of Velveeta cheese on it.
Yeah,
No,
and the
fuck
cheese
that lady.
sauce.
Yeah, fuck that lady so hard, and not in a cool way.
Don't
But
don't get me wrong. I will smash a box of like Velveeta shells and cheese because, like, one, I have a cheat day and I want to eat enough to hate myself later, and that does the trick. Okay.
but did you? No, this woman goes. This is the Thanksgiving, the great, and she has the big Costco thing of cranberry sauce. She puts it in a. First of all, if there's a crock pot involved, don't care what color you are. And I want to say this: not all black people can cook. If somebody says you can't come to the cookout, you might be saving yourself some burnt fucking hot dogs. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. See, Jason and I have addressed this. That's why you have to go overeat at the house before you go to the cookout so you can kind of scout.
See what they bring for lunch.
Remember, reconnaissance is an important part of
Oh.
any operation. And that's what getting invited to the cookout is just that. It's an operation. You got to do the recon on the food and the people that are going to be there, because sometimes your best friend might be there, but you know who's annoying as fuck? His uncle that won't shut the fuck up about how great the 70s were. Okay. That happened to me at a cookout. Talked about all the cocaine he did, fucking disco. And I'm like, why? And he just, for 3 hours.
And the food wasn't even that good.
No, it wasn't.
Listen to what this lady does. She takes she takes a big thing of cranberry sauce, this big. She puts it in a crock pot. Then she gets a bag of frozen meatballs, throws those in the crock pot. Then she got fresh organic rosemary that comes in a little plastic thing and like tried to sprinkle that all in the crock pot. And I think she did the little bit of salt, whatever. Cooks it for a couple hours and then got a bunch of toothpicks and was like, these cranberry meatballs will be the belle of the ball or whatever the fuck she said. And I was like, this is to me what a Friendsgiving is, because I know people that go to them and it's for people that don't have family that love them. And and they go buy the cheapest store-bought dessert. Like, oh, I didn't know you can get a cake at fucking Walgreens. And that's what they bring. Or someone brings something. Oh, you know what I made? My Meemaw used to make the greatest mashed potatoes ever. And you find out their Meemaw fucking had no tongue and didn't know what flavor was. And it's just like this weird, gross, watery thing with like pine nuts in it. And you're like, why are there pine nuts in here? And you don't want to yell at people. And someone's like, well, I brought the bread. It's like, no, you didn't. You just went to the grocery store and you bought those regular rolls and you didn't heat them up. You thought they were supposed to be eaten like this. And nothing here is right. None of this is right.
No. No. It's Friendsgiving's it's an abomination.
It's not right.
No.
Just unless all of your friends are professional cooks. Right.
Or if all your friends are line cooks.
Yes, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bunch of line cooks getting together and, hey, I'm going to do the thing. And you just, fine.
You know what,
That's
Jimmy?
Gonna be a dope ass Friendsgiving.
Go do your thing, but please have Carl come too so he can clean up behind you, because I don't want to do it in my own kitchen after you. I've seen some of these line cooks. Looks like fucking World War III in the back after a shift.
There's no way in the world. Like, if you come to my house, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have Thanksgiving. What can I bring? I go, nothing. Please bring yourself. I'll do everything. What about dessert? I know how to bake as well. Don't worry. I'm not going to fuck you up on this. No. Trust me.
It's just I'll bring booze.
You want to bring booze? Yeah, I'll bring booze. Hey, that sounds great. You know what I don't want you to bring? Anything you made in a crock pot.
Yeah, don't
do it. Don't think about doing it.
No,
we're not friends if you do that.
No, that shows that you really hate me and have nothing but contempt of you in your heart for me. You know,
we all eat goofy shit when we live alone.
Oh, dude.
Oh, I don't feel like putting any tuna in a peanut butter sandwich makes sense. Like, you've all done some stupid shit.
Yep.
That person takes that stupid shit seriously, right? The person that goes to the Friendsgiving and they bring the peanut butter fucking tuna casserole.
Yeah, and that's
that guy.
No,
fuck that guy.
Yeah, and Vulcan, I'm going to tell you right now, being a dad of girls is awesome, and I have one less thing to worry about because it's Jason's Friendsgiving.
But someone's gonna bring some raw ass chicken in, like, I totally made the turkey, and it's so raw.
Yeah.
It's
and
beyond pink.
Jason got invited to a Friendsgiving where he was one of 2 black people there, so it's just a bunch of weird white people food. And you know what the fuck I'm talking about. All of you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm the one chocolatey defender of white people because I lived with a white family that would be appalled at the videos that we show on this channel.
Oh, dude, without a doubt. But see, as like one of the select few whiteys, as my daughter called me today when she was mad. You know, the fact of the matter is yes, there are black people that can't cook. There's Latino people that can't cook.
Can't cook at all.
Asian people that can't cook at all, right? But you know who brings the most wazoo dumb shit to get-togethers? It's always white people.
That's fair.
I would rather have a poorly cooked dish, you know, than have some white woman come in with her. I saw this on TikTok, so I had to do it. If I hear those words, I'm done. I'm out.
That's why you don't go to the Friendsgiving. Janet, we told you don't bring anything. Oh, I saw this on TikTok. Oh, yeah. Janet, well, then you eat it then. You eat it in front of everybody, Janet. Yeah. You fucking eat it in front of everybody. You brought this bullshit.
You get a serving spoon to eat it with, too.
You fucking do. Why would you do that, Janet? We made all this food so you wouldn't do that shit. Mm-hmm. We tried to prevent ourselves from eating your nasty bullshit, Janet.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Janet, go sit next to Carly over in the corner because she brought some marshmallow monstrosity that has a protein in it. Okay, like you go sit in the corner.
You and Carly, and go talk about whatever the fucking dumb shit you guys talk about. Why no man loves you? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe if
maybe
you
this is
put
dumb fucking casserole bullshit you brought.
Carly wrapped a Wagyu steak in fucking marshmallows. All right, Janet, go over there next to her.
That's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, for the Friendsgiving, I fucking overcooked a Wagyu steak. Hey, thanks for feeding everybody a wet fucking phone book, douchebag. It just happens to be a $1,500 wet fucking phone book, but that's what it tastes like.
Yeah, and
Thanks
guess
a
what?
lot.
Wouldn't even give it to my dog. Okay,
Thanks a lot.
Carly, you dumb bitch. This is why you're single.
Fuck. Like, I enjoy holidays like this because I love like having ideas. Like, what if we did a sweet potato cheesecake?
Yeah,
Right?
guys, Jason got that idea from fucking, his favorite wag that plays for the Vikings. Mrs. Darnold dropped this on him.
Mrs. Darnold.
While they were cuddling post coitus.
Dude, have you ever had? I
Eating.
wish we were closer so I could make this for you.
He's
One
like,
year
"Sweetie,
I
you have
made
the
these.
flattest of asses." Well, Jason, I was thinking a sweet potato cheesecake, and Jason's like, "Well, you know what? That's a swell idea. Let me hit it again from the back."
I made these cheesecake cups, by the way. They were fucking divine. Divine. You would have loved it. It was almost like a parfait.
Jason, you
Yeah.
had me at cheesecake, man.
It was like but imagine like a parfait, like a sweet potato cheesecake parfait thing, right? In a little cup. So it's cute. Like, I'm also about presentation.
You said
come to
sweet
my house
potato?
and think, huh?
You said sweet potato?
Yeah.
No! No! Ah! No!
You want yams?
No!
Purple sweet potato, so it looks pretty.
When I do anything, it's full flavored OG. If you're gonna give me a potato, you're gonna give me a fucking potato. Oh my god, dude.
See, this sounds good. A chicken breast stuffed with cheddar cheese and jalapenos and wrapped in bacon. That sounds cool. If Sean Moon goes, "Hey, I'm bringing my chicken breast stuffed thing." Hey, Sean, that's fine. Bring that, okay? And when your wife has these crazy fucking ideas about what she's gonna do with craisins in the stuffing,
Yeah, tell Caitlin to calm down with that shit.
that's when we tell Caitlin to calm down. Sean, you're okay. Caitlin can't come if she's gonna bring that fucking stuffing again, okay?
She's gonna sit in the corner with Janet and Carly. That's where she's gonna go.
Not cool, Sean.
Come on, man.
Fuck.
We really went off the rails there, dude.
Poor Sean. I hope Sean's wife isn't next to him. Fuck this show.
Yeah. Oh, who's Caitlin? Who is Caitlin?
These niggas just making shit up, honey. I'm trying to. So I hate you, Dane. This conversation just reminded me of the clip Jason showed of the man making the raccoon stew. Again, that's what you get when you go to a cookout at black people's house you don't know. Oh, Jerome invited me to his family's house for a get-together cooking thing. And they're over there making coon stew. You don't know Jerome and them like that. Where's his family from? Ask these questions. I interview, and Matt can attest to this. If you've met me in real life, and I learned this because I sold cars for 5 seconds, and I got yelled at my first day because selling cars is the worst job you can ever have. You work at a dealership, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And this man took me aside. He goes, "Look, young man, you like to talk to people. That's cool and all, but every conversation you have is an application." I was like, "What do you mean?" Like this. "Hey, how you doing? Where are you from?" "Oh, really? You live over there?" "Oh, I love it over there." "You work around here?" "Oh, no, you work at that place?" "How long you been there?" "No way." I take an application to people every time I meet them. "Hey, where you from?" "No way, I've been there." "You know that place?" Oh, really? There's a cookout at your family house. Really? Where are they from? Oh, the swamps of Louisiana. Do you guys eat crazy shit like Nutri-Rat and raccoon? Oh, you do, don't you? I don't know if I can make it, Jerome. Something came up. Caitlin's having a thing again. I think her knee broke, and I have to mend it with tape.
She needs many massages for horrible muscle injuries due to the clam slam, and you know. But look at this. Look at this 04 Tercel.
Look at this 04. Pigeon and crawdad.
Ken, you're going in the corner with Janet and fucking Carly.
Ken making them comments as borderline like, ooh, Ken. It's too many black people in here for you to be that real. We're gonna put Ken in the corner and be like, hey, real talk, that shit was funny as fuck.
Yeah, we have rules here, so like we thought you were funny, but we did put them in the corner for a reason. So
next time, write that shit down. I'll say it, and then we'll just give you props later. Don't worry about it. Just
oh man,
no friends. So look, there's people watching this show right now that are going to a Friendsgiving, and they're like looking at their crock pot, like, oh man, I can't bring crock pot shit now. Don't do it. Yeah. Don't do it. Cooking is you know what the hardest part about cooking is? Most people do it wrong. They read the ingredients and then never read the steps. Especially with baking.
Yeah.
Steps are very important.
Well, I mean, baking's a science.
It can be. Yeah.
It is like launching a rocket into space. You have to make sure the temperatures are correct. You have to have that proper launch angle when you add baking powder. Like there's okay, Vulcan. Christ.
I was just so mad that motherfucker jumped. Well, actually.
Yeah, that's exactly what Vulcan did. Actually, Mac. Tell you to stop making the Tercel in 97. They had a half.
Guess where you're going. Caitlin's corner.
Vulcan, you get 5 minutes. You get a 5-minute timeout for Caitlin, Carly, and Janet, and you're not even allowed to talk. You just have to nod and agree with everything they say. That's your punishment.
You know what's funny is they think that that's the cool part of the room because they're there.
They
and they don't realize till like half the night's over. They're like, we're the only ones in the corner. Because you guys brought the marshmallow fucking bullshit and that bitch overcooked the Wagyu.
See, I know Vulcan's going to check his watch and be like, yo, dude, 5 minutes is up. It's like, all right, man, you can over here. But Janet and Carly are just oblivious to the fact.
They're totally oblivious to it. Like, hey, Vulcan, the game's on.
Yeah. Hey, Vulcan, your penance is paid, man. Come on back
Vulcan
over.
wrote, nodding. This is why the TIR Thanksgiving would be the greatest Thanksgiving ever. Because
it would be sponsored by Pornhub. I mean, it's going to be phenomenal.
That would be badass. The Caitlin and Carly corner they'd still bring some shitty food. But it'd be a corner people would probably try to get banished to.
Yeah, they probably would. Bro, is that Alexis Texas in the corner?
Yeah, well, man, you should have seen that fucking goofy fucking Frito pie she brought in here.
Yeah, you want to know what Alexis did? I'm from Texas, but I bring a fucking shitty Brooklyn barbecue over to the Thanksgiving. No.
Then everyone's like, "Oh man, yeah, don't talk to her, dude. Just let her sit there in her fucking horrible decisions."
Yeah, and then we send Vulcan over there, and she's like, "Can I suck your dick?" And he's like, "Well, you asked."
Thanks, TIR. Making dreams come true every week. Virtuoso says, invite Mia Khalifa.
Hey, Mia would be a guest of honor. Okay, like she's gonna be the way we bridge the play-by-play porn game to actual sports. You know, she could talk us through the names of the various positions. You know, that's who I'm going to if I need to do research. Mia, what is this called? I mean, I heard it referred to as folding her like an accordion. Like, what are we talking about here? You know, she can tell me all what it's all about.
That's the play. But I bet you Mia Khalifa, bet you any money, she brings like good ass shit over. Like, oh, this is a dish from my country. It's
Yeah,
called really good fucking shit from my country, and it's meaty and it's delicious with this sauce you've never heard of.
probably some fabulous naan with it.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
because when she walks and we go, what's that smell? It smells divine. Oh, this is this thing I brought. It's called good food from a country you've never been to. Oh, it's so delicious.
oh
Chef says, get her out here.
shit, Vulcan. I hope your wife didn't hear that joke. I'm sorry, dude.
Vulcan said something. He's having a daughter, and I actually really like kids. I think kids are awesome. Me personally, I can't speak for Mac. I had a daughter first at 21 years old. A child myself. I didn't know there was a difference between girls and boys, and my daughter knows how to throw all 6 boxing combinations. She can catch properly, you know.
Yep.
She also likes doing stereotypical girly shit. She dates a really awesome young man that I love to death. He's like another member of the family. She calls to check on me to make sure I'm not dead.
Always a plus.
My
Always a
sons
plus.
do not do that at all. I really dig having a daughter. She's the oldest. I would say don't worry about anything. All the bad stuff
Your
you
wife's gonna
can't.
go through.
Well, yeah,
Into
the
the
birth,
world.
all the bad stuff that poor woman that you're walking with and holding her hand is going to go through. But as far as like worrying about men and shit like that, I mean, don't make that a weird priority or fixation.
Yeah, don't. I mean, I'm with you. I mean, the thing is, it's like I kind of lucked out because, you know, at least if my daughter wants to, you know, sexually explore, she's not going to get knocked up because she's into other women.
There's that.
So that's a win in my book. But no, you're absolutely right. If you don't make a big deal out of it, it kind of takes like the shine off of it.
Mhm.
You know, you just like I've always been open and honest with my kids, man, and sometimes maybe a little more than I should. Um, but I think it's setting them up to like be able to talk about things like sex, you know, and we don't have any more,
That
you know.
I won't even lie. Like we never really had to have the quote unquote talk. Not really. And my daughter's been going to shows since her mom would let me take her out of the house.
Yeah.
So I I never wanted her to like think musicians or famous people were cool. So if you saw dad hang around them, they're not cool.
You know what? That is great. Like she grows up and like her friends are all talking about someone famous. She's like, that guy's a dick. I
Yeah,
put
like
fucking
no,
money on it.
whatever. Yeah, it's like, when it's like, whatever. And then she tries to find like her little niche of famous people. And I guess there was a show we did, and we like shit on someone that she had actually went to go see live. And she was like, I guess you really do know all this. Fuck it. And I was like, yeah. So just not everybody, I guess, can do that. Not to say I'm cool or anything. I just didn't want her to dig people that I thought would be pieces of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, and like it's like I really liked watching my kids fucking grow up and just become like the little people they are.
Mhm.
You know, like I lucked out and just had 2 great kids. They're good little people, you know, and I have no idea how that happened because I was a little shit growing up, you know. And there are probably some people that would say I'm still a shit now, but fuck them, right?
That's what I say.
Yeah. But you know, it's cool to watch them like develop their own tastes,
Mhm.
or like if you guys, you know, if you and your kids kind of like bond over a thing, like my kids and I, music, it's it, man. That's what we do, you know. And I get to take my kids to live shows, you know, and part of my son's
Yeah, that was
birthday.
that's cool that you still get to do that, and I'm envious. I'm mildly envious of people that get to do that with their kids, but my daughter's come on tour.
She's seen the worst of it. She's just like, oh my God, we're in a
It's
band
not her
again.
bag, you know what I mean? Like there was a time when she was young and she was like all about like rock music and stuff, and her brothers would like sing in the car, And now those Negroes look at me and they're like, oh, this guy again with his rock and roll fantasies. Fuck right off.
Dude, what I love is I'm taking my kid to see Metallica, and the minute Kendrick's new album dropped,
Mhm.
dude had his headphones on for 6 hours just on repeat. Loved it. And what I love most about my kid is, Kendrick likes to use the N-word quite a bit,
Mhm.
pauses, and then carries on singing. And I was
Not
like,
everybody
"Bud,"
says the N-word in the song. I love the fact that not everybody says that. Yeah.
I was like, "Bud, good for you." And he's like, "It's not my word, Dad."
As an N-word myself, sometimes I don't say the N-word in songs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad I raised little people that know, don't say that word, you dumbass.
Sometimes the radio edit version was better.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Most of the songs from the Chronic, to me, the radio edit was better because they couldn't just get away with N-word and bitch and beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had to say something different. I'm going to circle back to college football playoff real quick.
What? Wait, we were talking about that? Oh my gosh.
I'm looking up at the teleprompter and I'm like, oh, that really was part of the script.
Yeah.
The ACC, which is a funny conference, and you mentioned this last week, I believe.
Or as I call it, the ACC. Outside of SMU, it's just all awful. And you say whenever someone brings up an ACC team.
SMU has clinched a spot in the ACC championship game. No one predicted that.
Fuck no.
SMU suffered, the only school to suffer the death penalty in 1989.
Yep.
Maybe they've come back from it now, almost 40 years later. Miami can secure the other spot with a win at Syracuse. If Miami does lose to Syracuse, Clemson, who no one picked after they had got blown out by Georgia, if Miami loses to Syracuse, Clemson would advance to the ACC championship game. Clemson is a team, I think, that puts fear into some people as they have been playing very well since their blowout loss.
Yeah, I mean, my thing about this is where Clemson used to have like probably one of the best 3 and 4 deep rosters. They don't have that anymore. Outside of starters and maybe a few key subs, like that team's not deep anymore. And a lot of it is fucking old Dabo not wanting to dip his toes into the
portal,
into the portal, which is stupid. You know, he's one of those old guard fucking coaches, and it's like, dude, Saban didn't even ignore the portal. Like, why the fuck would you think you're better than Nick Saban? Because you're not. You know, people can argue this all day long. Results matter, and Nick Saban's the best college fucking football coach to ever grace the sideline.
Probably.
And he navigated it through multiple different eras of offensive and defensive style. He navigated it through, you can transfer, but you have to sit out a year, and then to, what we have now, and it's just like, Dabo, you're not fucking special anymore, homie. You're not.
I think it's the stockpiling of talent that's really been the equalizer for a lot of teams, because for years, as you said, Mac, you could just stockpile guys that were probably never going to play.
Yeah.
And they might have been 4 and 5 star recruits coming out of high school, and you can't do that as much. We're seeing guys like Cam Ward, who I think was a no-star.
Yeah, he wasn't highly
He was a
rated
no-star coming out that's now looking at possibly winning. He probably will win the Heisman. I don't see them giving it to Ashton Dempsey unless BYU does something insane and makes it to the playoffs. But let's talk about the
Boise State, not BYU.
Look, it's blue. It's got B. There's Mormons there.
But I figured with the Boise State being the Broncos, maybe it would stick in there a little more.
There is only one. It's like Highlander.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go.
And those Broncos are John Elway's Broncos.
Those flat-ass Broncos.
Just listening to Shannon Sharp talk about how awesome John Elway is. If you want to know why I'm a Bronco fan, I love.
You went
John
from
Elway.
6 to midnight when you heard Shannon Sharp.
Oh my God! First of all, Shannon Sharp on the Broncos was like, "Oh, if I was a very large football player, this is exactly what I'd want to be." When he picks up the phone and calls the National Guard, you got to come. We are killing the Patriots.
Fuck him. All right.
But anyway, he said that when he moved over to tight end, he didn't know the plays. And in an interview on Marshawn Lynch and Michael Robinson's podcast, which is okay, it's funny. And so Shannon Sharp, who is just a great media personality at this point,
Yeah.
he said that he didn't know the play, so they put him in motion the whole game, or Elway put him in motion the whole game. And he said it looked like if you're watching the game, Elway's yelling at the offensive line. He goes, Elway is yelling at me what route I'm supposed to run. Block this guy. Block the end.
I'm not
flat.
surprised. I'm not surprised.
Every play, he would tell Shannon Sharp what to do. And Shannon Sharp also said that he didn't know how bad certain quarterbacks were because John Elway would tell him, if I'm throwing the ball and it hits you between the 8 and the 4, it's because I need you to catch it like this because there's somebody coming behind you. If I throw the ball behind you, that's because someone's coming this way. Like, there was rationale for that. And Shannon Sharp was like, because you're doing this for me, I'll go up and get every ball for you. And it was like hearing these guys tell this story about that and seeing like Marshawn and Michael Robinson's reaction to that lets you know that they never played with guys like that as well, which is kind of sad. I guess Marshawn does have a story about Aaron Rodgers when he first came to Cal. He ran the wrong way. And instead of getting chewed out by the coach, Rodgers stepped up and was like, hey, coach, no, that was my bad. I told him to go the wrong way, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's leadership.
So Aaron Rodgers wasn't a complete shitbag for his entire life?
Have you ever heard Marshawn Lynch say anything bad about Aaron Rodgers?
No, and I think
Deshaun Jackson.
I think a lot of that has to do with Marshawn just being Marshawn. I think he just sees the best in people.
Nope. Listen to him talk about Russell Wilson. He talks a lot. Listen to him talk about Pete Carroll. He talks a lot of shit about people he doesn't like.
Really?
Loves it.
I mean, I just love Marshawn Lynch. I love that he's just him. And if you don't like it, fuck you. You know, I'm just going to be me. I mean, oh, dude, I would love to hear Marshawn. Like, it's just Marshawn by himself, named, and the name of it is I'm just here so I don't get fined.
The podcast, he doesn't talk that much, but when he asks questions, it's funny because when he was asking Shannon Sharp questions, they were pretty legitimate questions. But the better episodes, if you really want to see, because Marshawn and Michael Robinson both played like running back, fullback positions. Michael Robinson was Marshawn's fullback. They seem to be friends, but you can tell they're very different, which is also like it's an interesting combination, those two. And also Michael Robinson is a media personality for one of the college networks. But they just had Bo Jackson on. They had Bo Jackson on. They had Barry Sanders on. And they're pretty interesting conversations because these are people that those guys both grew up loving, and they have somewhat candid conversations. But they had who's the dude that ran for 2,000 yards, played for the Ravens? Jamal Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
They had Jamal Lewis on. It's a good football barbershop kind of convo, and they don't do it for like 3 hours. It's some of them are about an hour, some are a little less. It's a pretty good show. It's called Get Got. It's called the Get Got Pod because everybody gets got.
I don't want.
And they had Adrian Peterson on, and they were fucking with Adrian Peterson about why did he go into the boxing ring, and they were showing the footage of him getting knocked out.
I remember when that fight happened, and everybody's like, "Oh, so you're not beating your kids, so you can't take that."
When they showed him get knocked out, and he had to relive getting knocked out, he goes, "Yeah, you know, it looks worse than it was," and they're like, "Worse than it was." And you see him, and his eyes are a little big.
See, that's a dude who's never been hit before, you know? Like, yeah, you run people over on a football field, but standing in a ring with one other person and you just get your fucking skull dented in, that's a whole other experience, man.
That's not where I want to be.
I was there for too long, probably. That might explain some of my issues now, but, you know, what am I going to do? You know, I'm just a kid from Northeast Ohio trying to make a buck.
Sounds like a Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah. Oh God. Don't compare.
$1 Million Mac.
Get off my lawn.
I don't teach broads. Sir, I can take a punch, but I don't coach broads.
You've got a vagina. Not interested.
But you coach this retard over here hitting the bag?
Yeah.
But he's not a broad.
He's got a dick.
I just want to shoot black people.
And write really bad movies about World War II. Mr. Eastwood, you shouldn't just portray the native member of that squad as a drunk. That's what he was.
They all love to drink. Kush, look, is this a doobie?
Yeah. Well,
No, Kush, look, this is our rendition of $1 Million Baby.
yeah.
You've never seen the Jason and Mac version of $1 Million Baby, where it's just Dirty Harry Clint Eastwood yelling at Hillary Swank?
Racist Clint Eastwood from Gran Torino coaching Hillary Swank.
Dude, I told you about showing Gran Torino in a room full of like angry rednecks, and they're cheering and shit in the beginning when he's calling everybody names, and at the end, these dudes are all crying and probably looking to adopt an Asian.
Yeah.
Oh man, those dudes were so like, the original movie was going to be Dirty Harry. It was going to be the end of Dirty Harry. That's why he gets killed at the end.
I am glad I didn't have to watch that. Boss Baby 3 racist Clint Eastwood. Well, I mean, Alec Baldwin does like shooting people on movie sets. So
easy. It's an accident. It's not like he was like, "Hey, where's the broad? Where's the broad?"
I actually blame that a lot on the onset armor, because I don't know if you knew about this, but they were going out in the middle of the desert and firing live rounds from the guns, and I'm like, why the fuck would you do that, you dumb twat?
If you look at the accidents that happen, and we won't stay on this long. If you look at the accidents that happen on a movie set, and you look at how common accidents are on movie sets, the only reason why we're talking about this is because it was a news story. I can tell you guys about multiple deaths that happen in back-to-back movies. We've all seen Delta Force, right? Maybe not. Delta Force 2 and 3, I think, were filmed in the Philippines. Both times, entire crews of helicopters crashed.
What in the actual fuck?
When people started to go into non-union towns and set up studios, there's a reason why. You can overwork people. The Crow. Why is Brandon Lee not with us? They went in a union busting town. They had an overworked armorer who didn't clear the gun. And the shot changed. That's another thing that happens when the shots change. John Landis in LA, in a union town, decided to get non-union actors, the kids that died. And I don't know if you know this about Twilight Zone, the movie. The scene in Twilight Zone, the movie, where these helicopters explode was John Landis trying to go too far with explosions, to the chagrin of the set designer that was like, "This is too much. You have fucking explosions everywhere." Landis was like, "Don't worry. Check this out." And it was rocking the helicopter. And because they wanted to shoot at night, they violated certain laws. So they had the casting director just literally go on the street and just find kids. "Hey, you want to come in here and make a couple $100? Okay." As a parent, you assume that these people are safe. You assume that everyone has your everybody's best interest at heart. There's no way in the world these parents could have known that their kids were going to die, because the main character in that vignette died holding those two children as the helicopter was coming down and sliced them all in half. These are just a few of the deaths that happen on sets, and there is a theme, and that theme is, we're going to circumvent the rules. You're never going to arrest us, because at worst, you'll, like in Alec Baldwin's case, you'll arrest the armorer, but it will never be the fault of the studio that fired the union crew and they can bring in people with less money, overwork them. We don't care because shots change all the
Yeah,
time
and
on
see,
a movie set.
it's not even just shit like that. It's like for me when you're talking about weapons
Mhm.
and weapons safety, I really think that comes from a point of experience. Not it's not something you learn in a goddamn book. You know, um, like I was talking to the producer from Leavenworth.
Mhm.
You know, he's worked in Hollywood and shit. And I was like, well, how much money would I need to like start, like a Hollywood armor company? You know, he's like, oh no, it doesn't work like that. He's like, literally, the way the studios have it set up, you have to apprentice under somebody.
Mhm.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, how many of these armorers are people that have like handled weapons their entire life? And he's like, honestly, not a lot of them. And I was like,
That's scary.
yeah. And I was like, they're supposed to be in charge of weapon safety,
For
you
for the
know?
crow scene, I think originally it was gonna be a stabbing, they changed it to a gun thing, and again, they changed the shot, they changed the angle of the shot. Brandon Lee's gone.
Yeah. I
Eh,
mean, dude, that would be something I would love to do. You know, I would love to.
you're in the number you are, and I don't know if you know this, where Brandon Lee got killed. North Carolina is the number 1 union busting state for film
Oh,
shoots.
absolutely.
So if you wanna
Absolutely.
go work on a film, go find out where they're shooting. It's easier to find out than you think.
It's Wilmington. It's almost always Wilmington. They have one of the highest, what do you call it, like, tax credits
Yeah, I believe
for
that's where the crow was.
yeah,
Go I
for
forget what studio's over there. Go over there and be like, "I'm ex-military, and I'd love to be your armory guy."
first off, I'm only gonna work with union people. Solidarity, let's go.
You can start one.
All right. Oh, dude, I've tried that multiple times and it's blown up miserably
Oh,
in my
yeah,
face.
you try to start one down there. Talk about
Yeah.
blowing up in your face. All
Mhm.
of a sudden, the C4 is real.
Yeah. And, I get the cards. We're gonna have the fucking actual vote on Monday. I get to work on Monday. Half the staff's been fired. A quarter of the staff's been reassigned to other stores, and it's just me and like 3 other people, and we're like, "Oh, fuck me." And we got a stern talking to from, some people from the Father Jonathan's HQ.
But let's go back. Let's talk less about this and talk more about football because I don't have you for that long.
Big 12.
Big
Big
12.
12.
Okay, listen to these. I'm gonna read these out and just listen. 9 teams remain mathematically alive for a spot in the Big 12 championship game. 4 teams, Arizona State, BYU, Iowa State, and Colorado, are tied atop the conference at 6-2. No team controls its own destiny entirely, leading to 256 possible combinations of outcomes affecting the championship game lineup.
Wow.
Notable Big 12 Week 14 matchups. Arizona at Arizona State.
Mhm.
Arizona has underperformed greatly, but they have one of the best wide receivers in the nation. If he's not taken in the first round, it's a travesty. This kid is all world amazing. Rivalry games are unpredictable. Don't think Arizona State's going to walk all over this. Arizona State has one of the most underrated running backs in Cam Scatterbo,
Mhm.
who, when the team was depleted at quarterback, came in and played quarterback. If you see Cam Scatterbo, he is built like Mac. There's no reason why he should be trying to play quarterback at the NCAA level and why Arizona State is winning. They are fun to watch, but that's going to be a better game than you think. BYU versus Houston, not a rivalry game. Uh, Iowa State versus Kansas State, that's going to be tougher than people think.
Mhm.
Colorado versus Oklahoma State, what Colorado do you get? Possible potential outcomes. If Arizona State, BYU, Iowa State, and Colorado all win, the championship would feature Arizona State versus Iowa State. If exactly 2 of these 4 teams win, the winners will meet in the championship game.
Mhm. I thought you were gonna say some shit like in Friday Night Lights where they had like a 5-way tie and they flipped a coin to see who wins. You know,
Various combinations of wins and losses among these teams, along with the results from Texas Tech, Baylor, and Cincinnati, create multiple scenarios determining the championship contenders. The intricate web of possibilities underscores the thrilling unpredictability that the expanded playoff format and conference realignments have brought to college football, keeping fans eagerly anticipating each game's impact on the road to the championship. I'm
mean,
excited to see Colorado play Oklahoma State.
I hope Colorado can pull it out, right? If they get to the championship game, they've got a shot, right? Everybody that gets here has a shot. BYU's played good football all year, right? Now, when you're talking about Iowa State, that's a Jekyll and Hyde team. One week they're phenomenal, and then next week, they lay an egg. But the thing is with the Big 12, like I didn't expect that league to be so equal top to bottom, right? Because when you add the 4 corner teams, they get up to 16 teams. I figured it'd be really heavy, top heavy, But dude, they've been just picking each other apart every so often, It's- well, I mean, one, Vulcan, you're gonna have to let us know about a great open floor plan. That's all I'm saying, like, because I'm really leaning that way into my next place. But whoa, and Virtuoso, I'm gonna tell you right now, I can regularly see my penis where I don't think Lorenzen's seen his since like 05. That's
Lorenzen's
all I'm
dead.
saying. Oh, did he die?
He died.
Okay, well,
let me see. I could be lying again, like a Mark Rippon.
But I think he did die. Didn't he die from like being overweight or something?
I don't know if it was overweight, but I think he's dead.
Oh, well, sorry, Jared.
Yes, he died in July 3rd of 2019.
R.I.P., bud.
He's from Covington. No shit. He died in Kentucky, in Fort Thomas, Kentucky. Trying to see why he died. What do you think it is?
Diabetes.
Hold on.
It's saying he's from Kentucky, played at Kentucky, went to New York, and was like, "Fuck this place, I'm going back home."
Fuck, man, y'all shit, man. No, man.
Hey, is that a rat?
Hell no, brother.
Hey, that rat's big as a dog.
I saw 2 men holding hands.
They was kissing.
Oh, hell no, man. He died at age 38 from an acute infection complicated by heart and kidney problems.
God damn. Poor dude.
Yeah.
I kind of feel sort of bad about making fun of him, but
he played for the Colts. He played for the Giants. He played for the Kentucky Horsemen of the AF2 League.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he played indoor for a little bit.
He coached at his high school, Highlands High School. In 2011, he returned to professional football. He was the general manager of the Northern Kentucky River Monsters of the Ultimate Indoor Football League. Still wanting to compete on the field, Lorenzen resigned as GM to become the team's starting quarterback. He threw 81 touchdowns and won the league MVP.
Good for you,
Still
Jared.
wanting to play, Lorenzen quit the UIFL's top job and signed with the Owensboro Rage of the Continental Indoor Football League. Partway through the 2013 season, the Rage folded 2 weeks prior to the end of the season due to lack of funds. He returned to the River Monsters, by this point a member of the Continental Indoor Football League, on December 17th, 2013. In his first game of the season, he showed that he still had plenty of skill sidestepping defenders, but they lost 36-20 against the Bluegrass Warhorses. He broke his tibia in a 42-30 loss to the Erie Explosion, ending his pro career. He was a guest host of the Lexington-based radio show Kentucky Sports Radio. He launched the Jared Lorenzen Project, where he chronicled online his attempts at fighting his obesity, weighing over 500 pounds.
Good God.
By April 18th, he had lost over 100 pounds This story was documented by ESPN, and he died almost exactly a year later, July 3rd of 2019, from an acute infection. Damn.
Sorry, Jared. I shouldn't have made fun of you.
I also read it in a really somber way that affected.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
But
Fuck you, Jason. Make me feel bad. What's wrong with you?
If I read it more wacky and zany, you'd be like, "Oh, fuck that fat fuck." Yeah, but no, I read it like,
Yo,
yeah,
beef, bitch.
Yeah, no, it's a sad story. He was 270 playing quarterback.
Yeah, well, fuck you, Mercutio.
You should say checking to see if he's native.
He's from the same tribe Mark Rippon is.
I showed that shit to Kuba. I was like, Kuba, man, please look at this. And Kuba just started cracking the fuck up. Mark Rippon fooled us all.
No, he fooled you. Okay. You projected a little bit on him. He played for a team that was once known as the Redskins, and you thought it would be quite serendipitous if there was a native person playing quarterback for them. That's what happened. And that's okay. That's why we love you, Jason. We love you for your carrot and raisin salads, your projection of nativeness on Mark Rippon. We love you for your love of the longest of butts.
Show me the longest butt
Just
you
the-
got. That is the meanest shit I've ever heard.
We love you for your love affair with Sam Darnold's wife. Like, we love you for all these things.
If we ever get big and we interview Sam Darnold, that's going to be so uncomfortable.
No, because he's not going to sit down for the interview. It'll be his attorney, like, serving us the defamation papers. You know, that's what it's going to be. And then you're just going to point at me and be like, that was all Mac. He was the one talking mad shit about you. I was like, Sam Darnold, I love you.
I feel like Sam Darnold's attorney is going to talk to us like the two cops in Beverly Hills Cop. We're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah. You think we're stupid?
We know what's going on over here.
Yeah.
This is revolution.
Yeah. You bring the white man on your show, and he's the one making fun of him.
Oh,
you knew what would happen.
So horrible. Just Sammy D. I got love for you, brother, and I'm looking for you and Jared Goff to have the greatest Pac-12 championship, NFC championship game
Sammy
ever.
D, he loves you, but he loves your wife more.
Maybe.
Buzzing.
It would be worse if his wife was just a whore too. Like, it would be so much worse.
Hey, Sammy D, Jason and your wife play a game where he's the long arm of the law and just gets.
Are you gonna get out of this ticket, Sam Darnold's wife? I have a name. Shut up, Sam Darnold's wife.
Jason's going to town. He's like, Sam Darnold's wife. Sam Darnold's wife. Like, he nuts all over her face. He's like, hey, don't forget the autograph next week, okay? I mean,
you make me out to be such a horrible man. I'm not. I would have a warm towel handy.
Hey, baby, I know it's in your eyes, but if you reach over with your right hand on the nightstand, I got wet wipes. Easy clean up.
With a warmer. It's in a little warmer box. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I know.
Virtuoso, I didn't just say his head looked like a Lego. It looked like a Lego.
So Mr. Mac, you said my client's head looks like a Lego.
It looks like a Lego with a clan hood on it.
I can't wait for the BTR post-deposition presser.
So, Mr. McGinnis, how do you think that went? Well, I'll tell you right now. Didn't feel good. Sitting there with the judge staring at me, and he really was staring at Jason. I really didn't like the comment that I made that, should I be in here? Because he's the black guy. The judge said, and then the judge got really mad, and he's like, listen, just because that's how most of my cases are doesn't mean that's how this one is, Mr. McGinnis. You there? Your Honor? Yeah, black guy. Why did you bring this guy on your show?
The name is Jason. Tomato. Did you?
Yeah, you, that one. What do you mean by that one? You know what
Can
I'm
you please stop
talking
referring to me as assailant, Your Honor?
about. Your
I have a
Honor,
name.
these two gentlemen, Mr. McGinnis and the black guy, verbally assailed our client, Sam Darnold. They assaulted him with words.
Eric says, I'd love to represent you two at the deposition. It would look like my cousin Vinny.
Oh, dude, it'd be so bad. Jason and I are just like doodling, like we fold one of those paper footballs, and I'm over here like.
Coach Look says, is Dirty Harry the judge? Exactly.
Yes.
You nurse. I see you over there.
How are you going to besmirch Mrs. Darnold like that?
And she's like, I have a name. And we're like,
No, you don't, broad. Sit down. Keep your mouth shut. Not in my court.
he's mad because she fucked a black guy. Like she just lowered herself. We wouldn't be here if you weren't fucking chocolate chasing. Like that would be
God, dude.
This is why I'm hoping we can get a budget to film these little vignettes and we could like end the show like, and then Mac and us, we did a little funny thing and then we play it and then we end the show like
so
that. That'd be
good.
so awesome.
Be so good.
The views would skyrocket.
Dude, if you give us like $50, like we can get the face shield and like do the porn play-by-play, but it's like we just like shoot some weird substance.
Oh, did I tell you? I looked him right in the fucking eye very seriously. It's like, hey man, the next thing that we do, we're doing it at the strip club. And he goes, okay. Like I was lying. I was like, I'm not lying. And I tell our buddy that's gonna like record it for us, it's gonna hold the camera. I'm like, we're not gonna do any weird fucking shit. We're just gonna do it there because I think that would be fucking hilarious. You and I trying to have a serious conversation, and there's like life going on behind us.
Just titties everywhere.
And they just looked at me like, because I told you about what happened, right? When I had the idea for the show, you guys were teasing me about it, right? And they were like, okay, we'll watch a movie the night before, and the next day we talk about it while I make breakfast.
Yes.
And I was like, we'll call it the sleepover. And they were like, that's not a good name.
Yeah.
But because it's the name we're working with right now, they were like, oh, we're ready to do the sleepover. And I was like, let's do at least one episode. Because we live by like no bullshit. Just to get to our house, you have to pass like 4 strip clubs.
I like that, a saturated market.
So it would be funny just to like do. And one of them's called the Bada Bing, like in Sopranos.
I mean, plagiarism, but
oh, this is where copyright goes to die.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, man.
I've literally we one day saw a store. It was called Kiss. I have no idea what they sold, but they took the Kiss logo, and it was just
What if you went in there and it's just like women that just like start making out with you?
That'd be awesome.
And then when they're done, they're like, "That'll be 600 peso."
Yeah. I thought I was hot.
I just was window shopping. You had your tongue in my mouth before I could say no. And they make some fucking comment like gringos. I'm just like, oh,
yeah, this sounds sad.
Why are you so mean, ma'am? I'm just visiting. Get out. Oh, shit. Taking my 600 pesos with me.
This should have been a Batman movie in the 70s. Clint Eastwood would have killed that role. Can you imagine Clint Eastwood being Batman? They're like, kill the Joker. But there's so many colored people first.
He's like the Batman that kills, and there's like the Joker and like 6 black dudes behind him, and he just shoots all the black people. Yeah. I hit what I was aiming at.
Batman, just go.
I'll get you next time. Jim Gordon comes and he's like, what the hell, Batman? I see 6 dead black men. That's the way they should be.
Let God sort them out.
They jaywalked. What?
Yeah, that's like
That one turned a library book in late. Batman, he was an honors student. He was studying. Doesn't matter. Follow the law, asshole. Batman.
That colored man showed no honor to me. I'm gonna try to change my Siri voice to Dirty Harry.
Take the left here, asshole.
Andrew Robles says, feeling funny, ethnic slur. Can you imagine Clint Eastwood being Batman and they're trying to get him to stop the big bad? Like, the Penguins murdered more people, but there's niggers running free. You mean those kids at school? Yeah.
Is that a Vietnamese boy? Betcha I killed his dad in Nam.
And then someone looks at him and goes, this is taking place in 1949. Exactly.
Should have got him before they started the war. Stop bailing out those baguette-eating Frenchmen. Hey, director, got a joke for you. What nation's got a bunch of guns only been dropped once? France!
Yeah, that black man driving unregistered. There'll be plenty of recess time in hell. There'll be plenty. Oh my God. There'll be plenty of recess time in hell.
Robin, get your little ass over here and shake these guys down. I gotta see how old they were. I got a quota to meet. Batman, these are all young teenagers. I need to kill 30 more this week. How many have I bagged? Only 10. 20 more. Get in the car and drive.
Robin's just crying. The whole thing is about Robin being a fucking. He's just kidnapped by the DC sniper, aka Batman. I'm afraid to read this. In the 2000s, I took a road. This is from Vulcan Blackfire, by the way. I took a road trip from Florida to Alabama where I saw a fine girl in period appropriate lowrider jeans. Then she turned. The butt was rectangular. You could see crack. The bottom crease was at most 4 inches below, wide hips, but flat.
That is a panhandle ass.
Damn.
Jason, the question is, would you hit it?
Maybe.
If she had a good
Say nice
personality.
things to me. That's all I'm looking for. Like, have you? Okay, I'll leave you. Look, it's been too long. But Mac, have you seen? Do you know the group As I Lay Dying?
Yes, I know the group As I Lay Dying.
I don't know what you know and don't know. Don't look at me like I fucking
I
asked
only
you who
know
the Beatles are.
The Beatles.
I'm sorry.
Wait, are those English boys with the bowl haircuts? Because I would never.
So if for those that don't know,
a lot of Irish in me. Like, come on. Like, I'm gonna listen to a bunch of fucking salty Brits singing to a goddamn microphone.
okay,
Them.
Max just being mean. I didn't know if you knew As I Lay Dying.
I only know about him because of a soldier of mine who was very much into As I Lay Dying and a bunch of other similar bands.
Yeah.
And
Kings of Metalcore during the Mallcore 2000s, right? And their singer derailed the band because there was a plot to kill his wife so he could have custody of their children, which I believe they adopted. And they were a Christian metal band when they first started.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. I believe he was going to divinity school.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And so he went to prison for I forget how many years. And of course, that effed the band up. Now, when you're a band at a certain level that people probably think you're making a lot more money than you are, and As They Lay Dying is one of those bands. Okay. Only a couple people in that band is really making money. Whoever's writing the songs, getting all that songwriting credit, because they were at the end of selling records.
Okay.
Excuse me. And that music didn't sell as much records as like the new metal stuff before. It was popular, and a lot of those guys got popular during streaming And depending on when they got signed, the way you got paid for streaming was like different because no one knew what streaming was going to be.
Yeah.
And again, As I Lay Dying is definitely like at that end of the streaming era. And I don't know if they ever had like a big label deal. I forget. But anyway, you're probably earning a living like most regular people where you don't have a ton of money saved up. And not because you do bad things with it, you probably just aren't making that much.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
Right? The bigger you get, the more the stage production you need. I've told the story where a band, I won't say their name, went on tour for a few weeks, maybe like 4 weeks, and they grossed 300,000, or they thought they netted 300,000, but after everybody got paid, they all walked away with a couple $1,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say like $13.
Yeah. So, and this is a band that has platinum and gold records. So I don't even know if As I Lay Dying has a US platinum or gold records, because that's a lot in an era where people weren't buying records. But anyway, they're relatively successful, and the dude goes to prison, so the band blows up. Various members do different things. He gets out of prison, and the metal community now, to me, is more reminiscent of the hip hop community in that sense of there's a lot of gossip.
Yeah.
And gossip drives engagement. And I feel like metal's just now finding that out. So when the dude came back out of prison, there wasn't that much gossip driving engagement about the band, and the band was able to soldier on, if you will, after the years they lost when dude was in prison, but still not as big as they were. But a lot of bands aren't as big as they were, especially post COVID.
Yeah.
So anyway, recently one member quit and had a statement why he quit. Another member quits, and they all have these statements about their integrity was tested. They didn't say exactly what happened, but they said they couldn't go on in a band seeing whatever they saw. As someone that's been in bands, as someone that's been around bands, what the fuck were you seeing? Because I've been around people that have done some debaucherous shit. So anyway, the dude, of course, isn't married to the woman that he tried to kill, and he has a new wife.
Oh.
And his entire band, one member at a time, quit. So all the gossip metal media now, thanks to the internet, everybody from As I Lay Dying quit. Everybody from As I Lay Dying. And dude didn't make a statement. It took him a long time. He made a statement. And he has another band called Austrian Death Machine. I get it confused because my good friend who I did play music with, Josh, is in Arno Core, and they both do the same thing. Arno Core did it first. Arno Core is a metal band on Alternative Tentacles Records, which is Jello Biafra's label. This is a shout out to my boy Josh. I haven't talked to him forever, but hope you're doing well. And Arno Core does Arnold Schwarzenegger inspired music. Get in the chopper. The singer from As I Lay Dying, Tim Lamdesis, bit that idea from Arno Core, who had been doing it before. They really did. And he formed a group called Austrian Death Machine with a song called Get in the Chopper. And it's all about lines, famous lines from Schwarzenegger. So the As I Lay Dying, his main band, all those dudes quit. Then people were saying, well, maybe it's just an As I Lay Dying problem. Then the side band guy quits, citing the same reasons. And so Tim's wife had made a statement about how the band members are this and they're bad people and they just want more money and yada, yada, yada. You don't really know, yada, yada, yada. Whatever. No one really knows, right? I've met one of the people that quit before when he was in a band called Unearth. Really nice guy, super nice guy. He must have seen some shit to make him walk away. Anyway, the wife releases video of dude losing his shit in the house. And Mac, I have to tell you, it is the saddest shit I've ever seen. Should I play it? Should I play it? It's not funny at all.
No,
He doesn't hit the woman at all. He doesn't hit her at all.
Well, that's good.
But number one, the first thing I thought about when I watched this, I was like, we talk about living in a surveillance state because of the ubiquitous nature of people with phones and recording stuff all the time, we always forget to talk about the people that have cameras in their homes
Yeah.
for
Creepy
no
as
fucking
fuck.
good reason.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of if someone breaks in, I can record them. But what happens is there's just more of you are getting recorded, right? And everything you want and everything you're doing is being recorded as well. But anyway, there's 2 videos and they're both very disturbing. And this gentleman has some emotional issues and that woman needs to get out. He released a statement after she released these videos, and in his statement he goes, "She's been abusing me." Oh, mind you, homie was roided out before he went to prison, and he blamed steroids for why he was all fucked up and why he thought it was a good idea to have a hitman kill his wife. He's still super yoked. And the first video, they're having a conversation and you can't hear it. There's no sound. And she set up a camera and she said something to him and he just like a switch flipped. And he doesn't hit her, but he grabs her face and he's saying something very intense in her face. And it's like, that's not good. That's not good.
Nope.
And he starts punching himself.
The fuck?
Also not good.
Mm-mm.
And then there's another video of them fighting and there's sound. And he said something. You can't hear what he said. And she goes, "Fuck you, cunt." My first reaction was like, "Ooh." And she walks away. And he yells, "Why don't you just love me?"
Oh,
And she
God.
turns around and she's like, "What?" He flipped a big ass table over, runs up on her so she can't leave, doesn't grab her, and then just starts punching himself in the face hella hard, going, "Just love me, just love me." And I was like,
No, I don't want to see that. That's bad.
oh,
Nope.
what do you do as someone that has dealt with men, young men that get very emotional and don't know how to deal with those emotions? I've been an emotional young man. Probably everybody watching this show has been an emotional young man. What do you do? What do you say? One of your young men calls you, your former soldiers, "Mac, I did something." And your first reaction is like, "Oh shit. Oh
Mm-hmm.
shit."
That's
Right?
always, oh shit, yeah.
But I didn't hit her, but I did this. What's the first thing you do? Do you pull them out of the house? What do you do?
Well, honestly, if there's a woman, like a spouse or like and it doesn't matter, right? If there's a woman involved, I'm getting her the fuck out, right? Everybody that watches this channel, they know that soldiers have a horrible issue with domestic violence, right? Um, it's probably only second to cops, which is an unfortunate thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you get whoever's involved. Like, it doesn't have to be a woman. It could be a kid. It could be a parent. It could be whatever the fuck, right? If there's another person involved, you get them the fuck out. You know, once you get that person removed, you sit there and try and de-escalate and figure out what the fuck actually happened. One of the situations that I dealt with, I came out of pocket and got her a hotel, and I'm like, "Hey, just put your number in my phone. I'll talk to you in a little bit." I got this dude calmed down. You could tell he put his fucking fist through the drywall in probably a dozen places. The TV was broken. It looked like he fucking tipped the refrigerator over. And then he gave his thing, his spiel about what happened. And I talked to her. There's truth somewhere in the middle
Mm-hmm.
because, they're both emotional. And at that point, he never put his hands on her. But what he did is, like, he essentially pounded the drywall into nothingness around her, like punched a
Mm-hmm.
silhouette in the drywall around her. And like at that point, it's like, dude, whether you hit her or not, the intent to hit her was there.
Mhm.
And you can't be here anymore. So, we put him up in the bricks for probably about 2 weeks. And, we stayed in contact with her. Um, and I was like, hey, if you've got parents or a sister or whatever, sibling to go stay with, that's what I highly recommend is getting the fuck out of here. And she's like, well, he hasn't hit me before. And I was like, dude, I saw the house. That might be the next step in what's
Or
happening.
worse.
Yeah,
Do you try to help? Okay, this is my question because I think we still there's a lot of factors involved, and a lot of times they're financial,
yeah,
right? Depending on who you're dealing with, it's like, look, I don't have any money to leave. I don't have any family that's going to take me in, and I could take a few punches. I just need you to calm this dude down every so often.
yeah. And see,
That's not safe, right?
no, and I've set up like some of the other army wives,
Mhm,
or friends, like they put her up, put the woman up at their home,
mhm,
you know, just to make sure she wasn't in an unsafe situation. I mean, and that's the thing is, yes, I understand that this person could be a threat to themselves,
mhm.
but that's something we could tackle only if they realize there's an issue and I want to go get it fixed.
Do the men you deal with want to get it fixed or
A,
dealt with want to get it fixed, or you
a
don't know?
lot of a lot of them know they don't see the problem.
They think it's her.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like until you realize there's an issue and you start working on it,
Mhm,
you're always gonna project and blame other people,
mm,
you know? And that's the sad part, dude, is like I wasn't a type of dude that lashed out with me trying to like wrap my hands around war. I
mm,
was more self-destructive than anything, you
mhm.
know? A lot of substances, 98% booze, 2% coke because that never came up in a piss test. Um, but I did don't I was trying to hurt myself rather than other people because I hated myself, but you get a lot of people that come home fucked up, and it doesn't matter the gender, that just don't know how to kind of circle the square, so to speak.
Mhm.
Um, and they lash out rather than talking about it, which, a lot of military people have this thing, well, I can't talk to people who've never been through it. Sure, you can, dude. Sure, you fucking can. Get it off your chest because it will eat you up from the inside out, you know? And I don't want anybody. I hated that I had to do this to this kid, but I had to call the cops, dude.
Yeah,
I had to,
yeah.
and at that point, he has to get chaptered out of the army. That was
Mhm.
about the only thing they took seriously. They didn't give a shit about sexual assault. They didn't give a shit about sexual harassment, but goddamn, they put their foot down with, domestic violence issues. Um, and I'm,
'Cause those lead to murder.
yeah. Well, and those lead to bad press. That's
Mm,
all they were worried about. They didn't wanna look bad. The brigade I was in, the 6-year lifespan it had, we were deployed for 4 years,
mm.
you know? Um,
Eh,
7 years, I should say, 7-year lifespan.
would you wanna work in that kind of environment where you were helping men deal with anger issues? Because one of the things that tried to do when I was working in homeless services was help men deal with anger issues. Because it's like you can remove people all day long, you can move women out of rooms all day long, but if you have a population of angry men, they're not all, veterans, just angry
Yeah.
for various reasons, right? Um, you have to deal with that anger. Do you feel like in this society right now, we don't like dealing with angry men outside of the carceral state?
Oh, absolutely, right? Because we still have this macho bullshit that we're just gonna suck it up and carry on,
Mhm,
you know? And honestly, that's led a lot of the issues into the slide to the alt-right for a lot of dudes. It's not even just white dudes anymore.
yeah.
Um, but it's a way for them to channel anger into something that they hate or perceive to hate, right? And it also gives them a sense of community. And that's the sad part, right? Um, and I hate saying that because like that's it's such a kind of like cop out where, well, angry white dudes don't have a place where they can go hang out. Well, that's most of the United States. Angry white dudes can hang out anywhere they want, like, but they use that. But I mean, community in kind of like the deeper sense, and we should be tackling mental health issues because that's what an overabundance of anger is. It's a mental health issue.
Mhm.
There's something there that hasn't been diagnosed either from, the lack of trying to get help on the person or just some overworked docs that are just like, this is my 412th, patient today. I just don't have it in me to deal with them,
Mhm.
so like it's something we should be tackling as a society, but
Do you think in left spaces we are uncomfortable to deal with these types of individuals?
oh fuck yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to be critical of the right, I have to be critical of our own spaces as well. We do not make it easy for someone to get involved sometimes, you know? And then when we do allow them into the space, what do we end up doing? We silo off into our isms and people get cut out,
Mhm.
you know? When we talk about, communism or anarchism or whatever your ism is, it's supposed to revolve around community and people. And we come up short on that end. We really do. And it's something that if we want to have an actual movement, we have to increase that access to the community that we're trying to build, you know? And, I go back to this quite a bit, but it's really been one of the only few successful leftist movements. But when you look at what the Panthers did in Oakland in the early years, I'm not talking later on, after COINTELPRO really got two knuckles deep in the entire movement and, you had the splintering of a lot of the cells, but leaning into things like the free lunch program, the education services, just being a part of something with your neighbors, that can diffuse a lot of the angst and anger people have, and we don't really do it um, well enough. you know I know some groups that are phenomenal. um, they call it ad hoc mental counseling because they're not certified doctors, but they listen.
That's
you
huge.
know yeah.
It's huge.
And that's what we need to do more of. you know um I'm all about running around punching fascists in the face. I think that's all fascists are good for. They're just mobile moving punching bags. But um we have to also look at the non-violent action part of this and look, maybe shut our mouths and listen a little more.
Mhm.
um Maybe offer that hand up a little more. um we need to lean into that idea of actual community, and that involves some people that are angry, that
Do you
involves
think that's
people.
hard to do in a moment where, like, and I bring this situation up because the the little bit that I've seen about it, and then I read an article on it right before we went live, right before you came on, and a lot of the videos I see about it are, I mean, look, he's not, he went to prison for a murder plot on his
Yeah,
first wife. He didn't go to prison that long. And it's not because he's rich and had great lawyers. It's because it looks like there was a bit of a setup. Because it,
I wouldn't be
again,
surprised. Also, the DA probably fucked it up too.
so he he's definitely a man with some anger issues. You just had your entire life kind of come to a screeching halt because all your band members left. Maybe it's for your own shit that you're doing, and like you said, not dealing with because you're not dealing with your own issues.
Yeah,
But when I saw the dude blow up, my first thought was, I hope somebody gets this woman out of there.
yeah,
Number one. Number two, that dude needs help. Those were my kind of my two thoughts. And seeing people's like angry responses to this, and then the angry way it gets reported all the time. Um, we love vengeance in this country.
yeah, and that's what I find foul. um I mean, fuck, look at what California did. They decided to keep prison slavery legal. you know a ballot initiative to remove the the work
Prison labor
requirement.
in California is a little more complicated, and it would take a lot more than 5 minutes to explain how it
Oh,
works.
I have no doubt about that,
Yeah.
but the people voted it down anyway. They were
Yeah,
like, "Bet, let's keep it going."
because they put slavery on there,
Yeah,
which was some people didn't want on the bill.
which I get, like,
But
that
bigger than that no one's talking about, because that's kind of a moot point more than people think. They think it's a bigger deal than it is. And this is the sleight of hand that I don't like with media. A bill that got voted on by the people was a bill that is rolling back, I won't say protections, but what we thought was grand larceny to lock up more people for more petty theft. That's a bigger deal
yeah,
because that bill got put into place in the first place because prisons were getting overcrowded. People were literally dying in these overcrowded prisons
mhm,
that needed health care, waiting to see, waiting in a holding cell. So that bill getting voted in means more than, oh, we're going to have, and because California doesn't have as much labor as people think. Like, one thing people don't know about prison labor is the upkeep of the prison generally is done by the people in it.
mhm,
So not every prison has a company in it.
yeah, yeah, and see, honestly, what I would like to know
Mhm.
is the correlation between, like you said, the passage of that bill that's gonna put more asses in cells
Yeah.
and the growth of prison building in California kind of, like, at the same time.
A lot of that stuff is also going to be for holding for undocumented people.
Oh, of course. Yep, naturally.
There's a lot
Absolutely.
more of those. Those are like a lot of the private prisons are for undocumented people. That's the largest growing, but that's not prison. Technically, that's civil detention.
Oh,
So
a
that's
rose
why those
a
numbers
rose
don't
by
compare.
any other name, my friend. A
Right?
rose
Friendly
by any other,
fire.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, but yeah, we mental health services should be something that's leaned into a lot more. You know, in the United States, we give a lot of lip service to it,
Mhm.
but not a lot of follow through. Um, you know, and I say that as someone who's, you know, still deals with mental health issues. Like, you're never, like, for me, I've learned that I can deal with what I did in a much more healthy manner. Like, I can speak about it now without getting angry and wanting to, like, jump through a window and, you know, do stupid things to myself. Um, but it's still something I deal with every day. You know, some days are worse than others. But, you know, I just think we need to lean into that part of it because, you know, whether we want to admit it or not, things are rough out there and people are
Mhm.
taking it hard.
Mhm.
Why wouldn't we want to make sure they're okay when they're already struggling, you know? And it's just like, you know, it kind of goes back to our profit-driven healthcare system.
Mhm.
You know, there are people out there that do want to get help. Your insurance doesn't cover it.
Hmm.
Or, you know, oh, well, it says here you were born with, name a mental disorder or a learning disability. They consider that a pre-existing condition because you were born with it. So now
Hmm.
they're not going to cover it at all. Even
Maybe
though
that's
it's
when the
not
research goes into saying, "Oh, you were born with ADHD." So,
Yeah, even though it's not even related to the trauma you're dealing with or trying to deal with, you know? It's fucking nonsense, you know? And it just kind of kills me that we have, you know, well, I mean, Kush, I will agree with you there. You know, the point is an absolute stone never shows weakness. That also goes kind of ties into that Ayn Randian kind of strain we have in American culture, where if I can deal with my problems myself,
mhm.
you know, I will be better off to the community, and that's not how you build community. You don't build it by doing shit yourself, you know, like that's not how that works. Um, but you know, the sad thing is again, we pay lip service to mental health. We don't have as much follow through as we should. And when you're talking about people who've been incarcerated, uh, you know, and I hate using this as like a focus because you know, population wise, you're so much smaller. But then you look at countries like Norway and Sweden, who literally have aftercare once you're released from prison. You know,
Social safety nets are very different, and it's hard for the American imagination. I always say this about America as a whole is that we lack a certain political imagination, and these ideas of community, I think that's kind of where the imagination should start, right? These ideas of community. I think it was Virtuoso that said something really, yeah, this Thanksgiving expect some arguments, but embrace each other. Like that's like the hardest thing for a lot of people to do because it's just so easy in a world where there's financial incentives to chastise people. The last crisis paper I wrote was about the financial incentives to just chastise one person who it doesn't really matter what these people say in the grand scheme of things. But a lot of people live by that mentality of like, oh, this guy did this horrible thing, ergo, he should go away into the bad man land. And it's like, okay, but he can get help.
Yeah.
And what do you think happens if you are of the left? What do you think happens to people that go to bad man land when they get out? At some point, they're going to get out. Do you want them to get out? And if you don't want them to get out, then what are you really all about? Because it don't
Yeah.
sound like you're about justice.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's in theory, it should be rehabilitative, correct?
Yeah.
And you've already hit the nail on the head. It's not about rehabilitation. It's about justice. It's about punishment. I'm not saying everybody who's committed a crime is really looking to be rehabilitated and rejoin society to be a productive member, right? There are people that just don't give a shit. Okay? I get it. But the fact of the matter is you should still put forth the effort, you know? Again, we need to be effective as a group, on the left. And there's going to be people in your movement or your reading group or your community defense thing or whatever the fuck it is you're trying to do, right? That maybe weren't the best people, but that doesn't mean they should just be jettisoned. You
Hmm.
know, it doesn't mean they shouldn't be included. There's no such thing as a utopian society. I think we learned that in like the 1850s, right? Um, so stop shooting for that. We're never gonna. If you keep shooting for that target, we're never gonna make it. So why don't we cut down the distance to target and work for those short goals? And that could mean offering just a listening group. Why do you think AA is still so wildly popular?
We have Gringo AA here. That's how
Right?
popular it is. Yeah.
But for people in recovery, because there are people there that will just listen.
Huge.
And for a lot of people that are struggling with mental health, that's all they're asking for. Somebody to shut the fuck up and just listen. And that is so important. Some people just need to unburden themselves with some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So grab some water, fucking shut your mouth, and just listen. Be there. Be a sounding board for somebody, you know? So that goes a long way to maybe getting that person on the first step into getting to therapy.
Yeah, because I don't know if this dude. Look, I don't know if he's got a drug problem. I don't know if he's got crazy mental issues. You can watch the clip for yourself. It's one of those things you see and you go, ooh.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I lived through that. My mom got the shit beat out of her by guys like that, and I don't wish that on anybody,
Yeah, and
you
he's
know?
doing that thing where it's like he's hitting himself
Yeah.
and punishing himself, and it's like, yeah, this doesn't end up well for anybody because let's just say he never hits her. She lives in some bit of fear. It's just frightening when someone can just snap like that, and he
Yeah.
kills himself in front of her.
Yeah.
That's happened a lot.
Yeah. More often than people are willing to admit,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is, it's what kind of pisses me off about a lot of mental health stuff, how it's portrayed in media or um, even in journalistic circles, because a lot of it's so sensational,
Mhm.
and it's just like like that guy's a danger, right?
Mhm.
We
To
do,
everyone.
yeah. To it could be to his kids, it could be to himself, it could be to
Mhm.
that poor woman. But what are we doing to fix it,
Mhm.
right? And getting her out of there is just one step. But are we fixing it? No,
Mhm.
we're not attacking the root causes of anything here.
Mm-mm.
And that doesn't even just have to be mental health. We're not attacking the root causes of poverty. We're not attacking the root causes of addiction. We're not attacking the root causes of shit in this country. You know, and a lot of that has to do with the fact, right, left, middle, doesn't fucking matter, is that Americans have grown very comfortable and they don't want to be put into uncomfortable situations. And sometimes for you to actually do something to help, you have to be in a very uncomfortable situation. So you can
Mhm.
do one of two things. We can sit here and scream into the void on podcasts, on social media, and be like, man, it sucks that this happened to this dude. And it's all because he couldn't get help. Well, what did you do to offer a helping hand? Oh, nothing, but you're going to comment about it for clicks and likes. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. Get up and do something.
That you'll find. Look it up. I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of views on everybody that's covering this. That's going to treat it like true crime and drama all rolled into one. And it's kind
Yeah.
of, again, the whole thing to me was just when I watched it, I was like, this is sad. And this is a moment where we should all talk about, especially because there's a lot of dudes that watch this show. And I am surprised at the amount of women that watch the show. They've been very angry with some of the ways we talk, and I apologize. But and I mean that sincerely. People need to feel comfortable to say they're scared, to say they've failed, to say they don't know what they're doing. These are things that the Jordan Petersons of the world and the Andrew Tates of the world definitely tell their followers.
Yeah.
They back it up with some crazy shit, but I don't see that in our spaces.
No, and I told my daughter this. I was like, being brave isn't the absence of fear. It's still doing what you're afraid of. You know, that's being brave. You know, like she's like, well, how did you take getting shot at? I was like, dude, first time it happened, I pissed myself.
Shit's
You know,
frightening.
like I was terrified, you know, but I had people out there that depended on me, you know. And when I was a young dude, I thought I was actually helping, people. And then I learned that's not even fucking close to the truth. Um, but be brave in that respect, man. Like you should be comfortable saying, you know what, I'm freaked the fuck out. That's okay. That's a natural reaction into, certain situations. And it's okay to be freaked the fuck out. But if you know it's going to be a net benefit, like do it. It's okay to be scared, man, but sometimes you just got to like rip the band-aid off and go for it, you know? Um Kush, I'm with you on that. I'm absolutely with you. Okay. It is stupid how expensive it is. And that's because it's tied to our for-profit healthcare system. But the thing is, again, just you listening to somebody is gonna, that's gonna be worth $1 million sitting in front of a dude with a PhD in psychology sometimes. You know? Eric, now I would be careful going to a Catholic confessional box for therapy because you never know when a priest is gonna stick his dick through the hole.
Don't stick your dick in these holes.
Yeah,
Don't stick your dick in these holes.
It's gonna be like Scary Movie where the dude he's like, "What is that?" Dick goes right through it. I mean, I know we were having a very serious conversation there, guys.
Oh,
But
that's fine.
we needed
We have to
some
derail
levity.
everything.
We needed some levity.
If this is the best comment, if it wasn't expensive, how else would people know it works?
Bingo.
That's fucking sad and hilarious. Look, Mac, I know you are not feeling the best. Let's
Yeah,
end it.
your boy got folded into a pretzel at physical therapy, and they fucked my shit up. Sir, can you please? Oh, not again. Oh, why do we keep doing this? Oh,
That's how I felt. I felt like I was just like trying not to look down. I was like, oh, this guy's dick is just dangling.
dude, have you seen Crazy Stupid Love? It had
Sounds familiar.
Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling in it. Like Ryan Gosling's the really cool guy that's teaching Steve Carell to be cool.
It sounds familiar.
Like,
I think I
what
might
cheat
have
on him.
seen it.
Well, they're in a locker room, and he's like doing the same thing to you. Like Ryan Gosling, the bronze golden god that he is, does the Captain Morgan stance. Like he gets one leg up on the bench. Steve Carell's like starting to pass out, because they're in a sauna.
Yeah.
and like he's telling him how to be cool, and Steve Carell he's like, oh, no, he's like, you're asleep on my schwanz, like. And that was Jason in the Planet Fitness locker room. Sir, sir, oh, please stop. Why? Oh, this is not comfortable. Can you? Oh.
This is the meanest comment ever. Is Thanksgiving at the Miles house just raisins worked into different foods? No, fuck you. It's great. That's what it is. It's fucking fabulous.
Have we ever seen Ryan Gosling and Jared Goff in the same room? No. Dr. Claw has a point. Dr. Claw brought something to light. They've never seen in the same room.
I think for Thanksgiving, because I don't have anywhere to go, I might go across the border just to go to McDonald's after the show's over. We're doing a call-in show on Thanksgiving.
Oh, that'll be fun. What time?
9 p.m. Your time. Your time.
Ooh, I'll be all done with the festivities for the day.
You should join me on air because it's going to be just me because everybody else has their family things.
Family.
Right?
Family is who I appoint to be around me.
That's what I say.
Right? So like my suddenly pro MAGA mother that I'm gonna go do Thanksgiving with, I'm really gonna look forward to that tomorrow. I might need to talk to Jason for a little bit.
Maybe we should call it the TIR therapy session tomorrow. It's just people call in and be like, dude, just can you listen to me talk about why this fucking chick that ghosted me on Tinder? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
And then you get the one call in from like the interracial couple where the dude's just like, yeah, I'm a fan, but I ain't talking today. I had a bad day. And the wife's like, yeah, like he watches your show all the time. But like we went to Thanksgiving at my mom's house. Yeah. Yeah, it was bad, Jason. It was so bad. Why was it bad? Well, like my dad kept referring to his genitals. Well, what did he say? Oh, I can't say that. Tell him, baby. Tell him. Something about an elephant trunk, and then he's not comfortable with him violating me with the elephant trunk. And then my mom brought up how, he's going to get deported. And he was like, why? I was born here. And she said, I thought you were Dominican. And it was a mess.
Damn.
Yeah, it'd be something like that.
If that happens, I'll be super thrilled. But I have a feeling that it's going to be me trying to get people to call and call them names for 20 minutes. And then someone's going to call and then yell at me for something someone else said on the show.
Oh my gosh. Dude, you might get some of those chuds to come back from the military show last weekend.
Oh my God. Are you that queer that did that show about the military? Hey, queer. Hey, you like sucking on queer dicks? You called in to say that. Yeah, I did.
I just really need to know.
Because you're kind of attractive.
Sir, why do you want to know? Listen, not that I'd ever suck a dick, but if I had to, Jason, it'd be... Wait, no, I didn't mean that. No.
You got me with your leftist fucking ninja shit.
So when they put the fluoride in the water, I get confused, okay? Baby, bring me some raw milk. I need to get my brain parasite right.
I hope I get those calls. But I am seriously contemplating. Like my neighbor just goes, "Oh, I'm cooking. If you want to come over," and I was like,
nope.
I might just drive all the way to America and go to McDonald's because that's the only place I can get a fillet of fish.
Go to Kiss. Get one of those 600 peso makeout sessions, man.
Raw milk is the main ingredient in raw boo-boo.
Raw boo-boo, yeah.
The whole house smelled like boo-boo.
Yeah,
raw boo-boo.
It smells like raw boo-boo because their intestines became liquid and came out of their asshole. Fucking
Virtual says I might call in drunk. It's like, oh God. Again, it's like
I might be drunk.
I had this great I had this great idea and we were going to do a call-in show. And Kuba goes, I want to do a show. Can we do a show where people can call in and ask me questions about my time doing consulting work for the DoD? I was like, Kuba, that'd be great. But I got scared that Kuba would be like, oh, I can't because I'm doing some fucking crazy secret spy shit all over the world. And sure enough, I hit him
What
up.
happened?
Hey, you're gonna be free for tomorrow, right? Ooh, no, secret spy shit. Sorry.
Jason, I'll have you know I'm undercover right now. And that's all I can say.
Nuri Yank says, wow, I came back in a weird time.
Yeah, you did, Nuri. Yeah, you did. Got really weird. We got really deep for a little bit. You left, came back, and we're just being fucking goofballs again.
What's crazy is I can't imagine people that watch this show all the time and then they just watch this show. They have no idea what the other shows are.
Dude, the thing is I was thinking about it because of the emotional yo-yo we go through on each episode. That's probably why we haven't got a big deal yet. They're like,
Well,
man,
we'll see. I'm supposed to cut these up and give, or not even cut them up. I'm supposed to give these to Means TV. So I think we talked enough sports where they could be like, I think this is a sports show.
yeah,
We're going to edit out that part you guys said about the dicks in the face.
yeah.
We're going to take the dicks in the face part out. I don't know if the people that watch our channel would appreciate you guys saying dicks in the
Jason
face.
Mack, great episode. Really liked it. Yeah. Okay, but few notes, just a few. So Mac, the simulating the penis across Jason's face with the microphone. That's probably not going to play well. Was it funny? Absolutely. But
I don't know if our listeners would appreciate you miming a sexual assault.
yes, that's not okay. And also, I know it's kind of a bit you guys got going. It's funny. It's very funny. It went over very well here in the writing room, but Sam Darnold does have a lot of money. You can't just say he and JJ McCarthy are Klan members. You can't do that.
Dr. Claus, I just knew the part about dicks get taken out.
And Jason, now flat butts, we know that's your preference, but here it means we really, really support butts of all shapes and sizes.
We're
So
butt neutral here.
yeah, very butt neutral. It's something you sit on. It's not something to be sexualized.
I'm afraid to send this to them now because if they watch this all the way through, either they're going to be laughing hysterically or I'm going to be like, we have a clause in the contract. They said this is going to be a 12-minute episode on Means TV.
Dude, I can just see like there's 6 writers and like producers and shit in a room. 5 of them are laughing, and there's one in there just like, fuck these guys.
They're rude. What they said about butts?
We're gonna get like a handler, like somebody like a go-between, you know? And that poor person is just gonna be like, I have to talk to them again. Oh fuck.
Just
Jason
sweating.
Mack.
You just see on the Zoom call, you just see all the sweat on
Oh,
the
dude,
arms.
the rings aren't even just under the arms anymore. They're like over the shoulders.
Yeah, it just looks like they've
Yeah.
just been working out all day. It's
They
like,
ran it looks like they ran a marathon. They're like they got like just sweat coming down their forehead. You know, they're like, Jason Mack, hey guys, yeah. So Mac, you did it again, bud. What I do now. Not all white quarterbacks are Klan members, Mac. Not all of them. But until I see some proof, that's what I'm going with.
until I say, oh, you haven't told me they all aren't.
Yeah.
Mac,
Mac,
Yank says, do we settle the bag of dicks versus bag of smashed assholes debate? What's
I'm
worse?
gonna go smashed dicks are probably worse than smashed assholes. Because there's just a lot of tissue and muscle in dicks. And a butthole is just a balloon not full of nerves.
We are cutting out the dick talk. We're keeping the 15-minute diatribe about Joey's girl. Dude, I am so terrified to walk around in the United States and meet Joey somewhere.
Dude, see, that's going to be the thing. We're going to do another live thing, and it's going to be like me and you on stage, and then they're going to open up the question, and Joey just stands up, and the light turns on him, and they hand him the mic, and he just goes, "You too." And then we see like this other like something moves in the shadows, and it's like his really short wife who's only like 5 feet tall.
Ooh, she's short too.
Oh, you think you're funny, you two, huh? Well, I'm Joey's wife, and this is Joey, and we're just gonna be like, God.
Like, damn it. Nice jeans, Mrs. Joey's wife.
Joey's wife, you look splendid this evening. What brings you to the show? What's your question? Will you both just die? What?
Well, sorry you feel that way about us, Joey's wife, but it's not our fault you emasculated him.
You give really unenthusiastic hand jobs, Joey's wife. That's not our fault.
I mean, it's not our fault. It's not our fault.
A little lube and some wrist action goes a long way.
Can you look at him just one time? Just look at him. Just look at him.
Yeah.
Don't roll your eyes.
Yeah.
Just
look into his eyes.
Yeah, one time. Just pretend you care for one time.
A blowjob on a Friday night goes a long way, Joey's wife.
Oh my God. He'll finally take out the trash.
He'll finish that carpentry project that's been in the garage for 2 years.
Exactly. You'll think he's fucking Jesus in there.
Yeah.
Just pretend to care, Joey's wife.
His dick might change your life, Joey's wife. Have you ever given any thought to that?
Maybe. You can stop fucking all of his unemployed friends.
Yeah. We know about the guy who was living in his van. We heard.
That was probably too far. That is just too. Sorry. Because now we're gonna get.
We wouldn't even get that far before Joey shoots us live on stage.
Yeah. Joey's talking like Clint Eastwood. Is it funny now, you fuckers? Well, they use the Clint Eastwood voice. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
What's going on, Mr. Jokey Joke Makers? How you feel bleeding out? It hurts. It hurts really bad.
But you're really good at the voice.
Your aim is impeccable.
And who would have known your wife wanted to wear flare jeans? I mean, I didn't think I'd see Von Dutch before I died.
The one thing I didn't think I'd open my eyes and see on my deathbed is a whale tail.
And then we just die and everyone's laughing. Joey feels shit. Joey, don't kill us. Is all we're saying is just don't kill us. We don't. The jokes are ridiculous because we don't know your wife. She could be a wonderful woman.
Yes. And Joey, for your sake, I hope she is. And for her sake, I hope you're a wonderful man.
Joey's a wonderful dude. Joey fucking does. Joey rocks. Joey's the kind of guy that doesn't just put crayons back in the box. He puts them back in the order.
Yeah.
So you know which colors, right?
Joey goes down on her every Friday night.
Oh,
with
definitely.
No reciprocation expected.
No questions asked.
You
No
know?
questions asked.
Yep.
Oh, honey, you just ate Taco Bell? That's fine.
Baby, I'm down. It's 8:30 on a Friday. This is our Friday
Whatever.
thing. You know, oh, you're feeling bloated? Don't sweat it.
Don't worry. Hey, you didn't. If I don't get pink eye, did I even try?
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So that's Joey.
Yeah. You know. And listen.
Maybe. Or maybe not. But Joey is a fucking wonderful human. Joey knows his mailman.
Yep.
Joey goes to all the PTA meetings. When he brings a dish, it doesn't suck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, if it snows where Joey's at, he doesn't just do his driveway. He does neighbors on both sides of the house.
Yeah, because he doesn't want you to fucking struggle. That's Joey for you, dude.
Dude, he even put some salt down for you so you don't slip.
Joey's a fucking man.
The old lady across the street, he takes her trash out, gets it to the road.
Because he doesn't want her to struggle.
No.
Because that's fucking Joey.
That's Joey.
Don't shoot us, Joey.
Joey, we know you're a true comrade. We know that you care. And I think at this point, Jason and I both know if violence is to be done in the Joey's household, it's probably your wife.
Joey pays unthinkable sums for psychology.
Yeah.
If someone was asking where's the Joey episode, how many months ago was that, Mac? Like 4 or 5?
Dude, it was still, I think it was early summer, wasn't it?
That sounds about right. I remember it being warm.
Dude, I was pissing and moaning because the AC wasn't working and I had like 2 fans on. And you were like, Mac, it sounds like you're fucking starting a jet engine. And I'm just over here like sweating and dying.
So many t-shirts y'all could be selling. I would buy didn't even try if you didn't get pink eye
Right.
shirt.
Dude.
Dude, Joey, you are the man. Please watch the show again. I don't know what we did to piss. Well, I know what we did to piss you off.
Yeah.
Forgive us, Joey. If you guys know Joey, if he's friends with you guys in like Discord channels and shit,
Bring him
tell
back.
Joey that we made this huge apology. We don't want to get shot.
No, we don't. No, it hurts. And at this point, I can take like some pain, like my nerve pain. I can deal with that. Been dealing with it for a while. But another bullet hole? Hard pass.
Joey,
Hard pass.
just please, Joey, come back. Joey, come back.
Burn out. You can blame it all on me. I mean, you can.
Tony Red says,
technically.
who is this Joey? I know Joey. Fuck Joey. Dirt roading motherfucker. No, Joey is a person that watched the show. I forget how it all started. Oh, Joey's wife. Because we did one of our long streams that were ridiculous. And we were making, and Joey's wife, he goes, my wife came in and said, oh my God, these guys are still on the screen, or you're still watching these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went off on a tirade about, fuck yeah, he's still watching this, and we're still making dick jokes.
Yep.
And then we just went off talking about these dick jokes, and then we started shitting on Joey's.
Yeah, we did.
Then he came back like what, a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
And then we just started fucking with Joey again. And I haven't seen Joey on a regular show stream either. He was only here for like Red Zone shit. So
yeah, and like the thing is, it's like Joey, and remember Zoot Suit Jesus? That's the other guy we gave a lot of shit to.
Man, we gotta stop doing this if we want to retain viewers. Huh.
I mean, do we really though? We have an amazing following that I know. Just they go to work on Monday and they were like, "Did you guys watch Beyond the Red Zone?" Everybody's like, what the fuck is that?"
Yeah, we should call this, the tagline should be "Motherfuck you, Skip Bayless and Stephen A." And it's just me and you like this. It's looking super regular.
Skip Bayless can suck my dick.
Like, what sports show is going to talk in depth about the college football playoffs and the scenarios, then have an in-depth discussion about the crisis of masculinity, and circle back and make fun of a listener and his wife,
And or maybe Sam Darnold. Depends on how the day is that day.
We're gonna make fun of his wife. We don't even know his wife. We know what his wife looks like.
Mm-hmm. We do.
And we know that Sam Darnold looks like every racist in an 80s movie.
It's because he doesn't have lips.
Ooh, could be that.
Yeah.
He just has a face that looks like I hate black people.
Yeah. I mean, Marcus offered the theory, and I think right now it's more like a scientific fact that the less lips you have, the more racist you get.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably going to be another thing we're going to have to cut out for Means TV.
Our eugenics?
Yeah, I think the lipless lobby is going to be very upset with that take.
Sometimes you're just a eugenicist, and they're going to have to deal with that. You know, some of the greatest minds in America were eugenicists. I mean, W. Du Bois. Everybody loves Du Bois.
Apparently, I'm a fucking eugenicist and a drink racist. So, I mean, just pile it on here.
Newer Yank says they have been saying the left needs a Joe Rogan type. You dudes have the politics, dick jokes, just need to take some MDMA or some shit.
We'll give Jason a straight edge edible, also known as a gummy bear, and I'll take the one infused with THC, and then we'll go, We'll
That would be better if they're like, "Oh, we got the gummies," and it's literally me just eating sour gummy bears.
just use like smashing a bag of Haribo.
Yeah. God, dude, this shit's got me fucking twisted. Oh, sugar rush.
Jason, is that a diabetic seizure? Yep, pretty much.
Then the mean team goes, "You can't tease diabetics. We found that 15% of the viewing audience has problems with their sugar intake." I'm just teasing. They do not talk like that at all.
Good. Otherwise, we'd be
Give Jason a sugar-free gummy bear. Eugenicist, drink racist, effective optimist.
You know what?
That's the sad part is Matt goes, "Hey brother, I can't do more than an hour tonight." And I was like, "I'm with you, brother. I am fucking beat." And I told Mac the whole story. That's why we were late, because I was telling Mac my story.
Yeah, Jason and I are going through it. But you know what? For you guys, we did a marathon today. We did it for you. We're the odd couple that is based on the works of Joey. Okay? That's, oh my God, Virtuoso, you're right. That makes so much sense. You know what? In addition to mental health services, Jason, lip fillers. That's what we got to go for. That might change things.
When you cross the city line to get to where I live on the quota or the scenic route, as they call it, or the freeway, as you Americans would call it, there's a massive billboard for lip fillers. Massive.
I mean, it's a thing. I unfortunately went out last weekend and saw lip fillers gone bad, where I think a woman had it done in her house, like it was a Botox party, and the injection site got infected. And she went out in public with it, and it looked just frightening.
Have you seen, and I want you guys to look this up, and we're going to go because Mac is tired. Have you guys seen the videos of people that do veneers in their house?
What? No.
My God. If you want to see humans that look like Mr. Potato Head. So to get your veneer license, it's like nothing, right? It's like getting your notary. It's nothing. So these people are like gluing teeth on the wrong way. They're not fitting people right. So people have these massive white chompers and that they can't take off.
It's like that dude from There's Something About Mary.
Matt Dillon.
Yeah, he's like, and Cameron Diaz.
So please look up bad veneers. And I don't know it, because again, a lot of race, if you watch sports videos, a lot of racist shit comes up, and it was all black people doing it. So part of me felt offended because I don't know any Negroes that are like, I need veneers and I'm finna go to Wanda because she got a license. I'm like, that's not how dentistry works.
Yeah,
But
bro. Don't go to Wanda. Don't do that. Not for your veneer needs. For other stuff. Maybe she's a good listener.
repair cell phones and put on veneers.
And also paint your house and do psychology.
That is some real shit, dude. But enough about Daniel Tuck. Hey, Daniel Tuck's teeth are real as fuck. Has been in that man's house. He's got real teeth. Everybody's house got real teeth. How dare you besmirch the toothiness of that man?
Laura Loomer literally looks like the clown from Saw.
I don't understand why people care about that woman. I really don't.
Dude,
and that's a really good
that was phenomenal, Eric.
Really too long.
The only thing that I can even posit, Jason, right? This is the only idea that I can come up with.
Mm-hmm.
And it is formed by just a rumor. As she's gotten uglier, her ability to suck dick has only gotten better.
Someone said that?
No. The rumor was that she was blowing Trump on the airplane, like the private planes and on the buses, and that's why she was like with him at all his campaign stops for a while. Is that she was polishing the orange knob, you know? So
That's so weird.
I'm just saying, as her face got more deformed,
Oof.
her ability to deliver amazing blowjobs increased.
I feel like Donald Trump at 109 years old, because he's not a young man.
No,
There's
not
not too many people, breaking down doors to blow that guy. I mean, there's people that are pretending they're going to break down doors to blow that guy. Then he pulls that fucking old, decrepit dick out, and it looks like Freddy Krueger's face. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why are your balls so low?
But
Like,
see,
oof.
the thing is Laura Loomer's fucked her face up so bad.
Yeah.
Nobody else wants that.
Still.
So, like, I can see, like, Mitch McConnell flopping out his turtle dick.
Oh, God.
Fucking Trump throwing it out there.
That guy's where it depends.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Lindsay.
Someone said there's a cost for power. How do we make sure they can never air this show? Oh, we'll just talk about some woman blowing Donald Trump.
Allegedly. She allegedly did that. Not
Loomer is Joey's wife. Nuri Yang says,
oh no.
I really hope not. I hope not. What if his wife is with Lisa Brunette? Oof.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say she's like more petite. She's like 5 foot. Like
I feel like Joey would have a petite wife.
Yeah, Joey would.
Joey seems like a petite wife guy.
Yeah, he's yoked, man. So he's got to have like that nice dichotomy there.
Joey seems like the kind of cat that's like yoked, like super yoked, like ripped, but won't let go of his hair.
Yeah.
So he's got the Rich Eisen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's got like it's thin here, but he's got enough to line up. And it's like, why are you trying to line that up? He's got a hole in his natural in the back, but he can pull it back enough.
Yep.
And he's tall, so his short friends can't see the hole on top.
Yeah, nobody can really like talk shit to him about it. And then he's so yoked, the taller guys won't say anything.
Yeah.
For fear of getting their ass kicked.
Yeah. And he can probably dress nice. Like he has a good taste in his suit, like a fine tailored pant.
Yeah, like when Joey and Joey's wife goes out, he's got like a nice button down.
Oh yeah.
Matching tie to shoes,
always.
Like
Joey's not a bitch like that. Yeah. Joey's definitely looking very, very, very fashionable.
Yeah.
Right. He's not wearing square-toed Aldo shoes.
Nope. He's got a nice watch.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a Movado, it's a Tissot.
Yeah,
Joey's wearing a Tissot. That's Joey, but he's not letting go of that hair.
No, he won't. And Joey also realizes like maybe like Joey's Italian, so he's got a little more body hair, and he spends a lot of money to keep coiffed. No, that was Zoot Suit Jesus.
Zoot Heelys. God, we are so bad. Okay, look, I keep saying we're gonna stop. We gotta stop, dude.
But then
we talked about Donald Trump getting blown by some crazy woman that does look like Jigsaw. That was so true and mean. I'm gonna tell you guys again. Look up.
Allegedly blew Donald Trump. Not for sure. We can't prove it.
Don't want to prove it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Don't want the proof.
I don't want to
keep that proof.
Yeah,
to keep it.
Something tells me she's got a cup of his semen saved in her freezer. Allegedly. Allegedly.
It's like it just keeps getting more gross. Again, it's like the Friendsgiving. It's like, oh, how much stupid shit can you bring? I made a pickle pie. Oh, well, there we go.
And then Laura Loomer shows up with, I've got a cup of Donald Trump's semen.
I made clam chowder out of Donald Trump's semen.
Would you like to play a game?
One of you just ingested Donald Trump's semen into clam chowder.
One of you's been impregnated with Donald Trump's semen. The other a placebo.
We're all dudes. Oh, well.
A conservative Friendsgiving is going to be all dudes. Let's face it. Laura Loomer shows up and it's like, I'm here for the gangbang.
If Laura Loomer shows up at your Friendsgiving, do not eat anything she brought. No one touched my stew. Oh, we were just so full from fucking Caitlin's dumbass cranberry meatballs.
Actually, if Laura Loomer's at your Friendsgiving, you need to just turn around and leave. Because
I'd stay because I'm
that's
that much of a masochist. I'd stay. I'd be like, I'm gonna watch this show. I'm gonna
dude.
sit right next to Caitlin. Hey, Caitlin, I saw
hate-
you brought that dumb shit again. Tell me more about Timothy.
See, and it's gonna be like TYMOTHEE.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, I don't want to be there for that.
I do. Because then I can come back and tell a story like I went to this Friendsgiving.
Yeah,
It was
well,
stupid.
Jason, I hate myself enough already. I don't need to add that to it. Like at
Oh,
that
dude.
point, it's just like, why don't I join Opus Dei and wear a haircut and flog myself?
I found
I could be in this. I could be in the confession cell next to Mel Gibson if I hated myself that much. Okay,
dude. I found a channel on YouTube called the Boomer Channel, and they play old TV movies from the early 80s.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been having a fucking ball.
Do they have commercials where it's just Reagan?
I wish they had that. No, they do edit out the commercials, so they play the whole movie. And before we did this show, I watched a movie called Raw Nerve, starring Randall Tex Cobb. Dude.
Oh, Virtuoso, that is horrible. I know the kid's a Trump, but why would you wish that on him? And let's face it, Virtuoso, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it already has.
Marshmallow yams is a real thing, Kush. Look, not everybody does it, but I've been to several different houses of different ethnicities of people that do it.
Yeah, and it's really predominant in the Midwest too. I hate it.
Is it a Midwest thing? I've seen it in California quite a bit.
Well, dude, everybody runs away from the Midwest, dude. And then we bring the bad stuff with us.
You don't like marshmallows on your yams, on your candied yams?
I'll fight you.
Really?
Yeah, I'll fight you.
You don't like marshmallows?
No,
Why?
they're gross.
You don't like I have a bag of giant marshmallows in my cabinet that I eat when I think.
You could have just left it at that I eat.
You've never just been like, oh man, what is
I can see Jason just like deep in thought, and like his cheeks just gradually fill up more and more and more. And I'm terrified that I'm gonna come on Wednesday one day and Jason's not there, and I get a call from somebody like, "You didn't hear? Jason choked on marshmallows."
He was eating these giant colored marshmallows,
and he wasn't chewing. He just kept putting more.
Yeah, dude. I have a bag of marshmallows, and sometimes I'll forget they're there, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got marshmallows, because I like to put things in my coffee. That didn't sound right at all.
So does Laura Loomer.
I sound like a Trump spermer.
Yeah.
An Obama truther and a Trump spermer. That's all the world is. You're either one or the other.
We need to stop talking about Trump sperm because that'll be the next thing he like actually tries to sell. For every Trump Bible I sell, you'll get a cup of certified Trump sperm. It's the best sperm. It's potent. And if you want to make great American children again, you need this great American sperm.
I didn't know people hated marshmallows this much.
They're disgusting. Bro.
Okay, so stop. I'm going to say this. We've hit 3 hours and we fucked up. And I'm so sorry, Macadocious. If I make a mocha, I have Nutella. And I swirl in some Nutella.
Welcome to ACAB Cooking with Jason Miles. While I am fully nude, today we're just going to make a simple mocha. I've got my tall mug here. It's not 12 ounces, it's 16. I'm feeling a bit peckish, but not enough to eat, so I figured coffee and caffeine would kind of soothe the aches and pains, both physical and mental, that I'm dealing with right now. So yeah, what I do then is I take one teaspoon of Nutella and I just gently stir it in. See how I'm gently doing it? Yeah, just like that. Don't brush the spoon against the side of the mug. Don't do that. That's abusive. And now you'll see I have my almond milk. I'll add just a little bit, not too much. I don't want my coffee to look like Drake. And as you see here, I've got my milk frother. This is top of the line. Oh yeah, we're just going to froth a little bit, not too much. You don't want to abuse the mocha. And, oh, yeah, there we go. We're good. Make sure you wipe your frother off. We did just put a simulated dairy product in there. Maybe leave a film for when you use it next time. And you don't want that. You don't want to mix flavors. And now wait. Delicious. Just delicious. And it gets me thinking. And you see Jason like go to the bag of marshmallows.
That is about to get clipped tomorrow. I'm clipping the shit out of this show. Dude.
That was ACAB ASMR. Yes, that's exactly what it was.
These were real tears. When that fool said, don't hit the sides of the mug. Oh my God. Oh my God. Brother. Oh my God. Oh my God. ACAM cooking. That shit was so funny. It's true. That is what's horrible about everything he said. If you've been in my house and you're talking to me like that, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get a little Nutella, and I swirl it in with the spoon, right? I have a special spoon for swirling, and the milk frother is right there. Can I show you here?
Oh, here we go, guys. You're getting ready to see that top of the line milk frother. Gives him that foamy goodness at the top of his mug of mocha. Man. I love this man. He's my best friend. And I've never seen a man that really espouses leftism, but he's so fucking bougie when it comes to the food and drink he puts in his body. It's just, my laundry is cycling and I have to pee, but you guys have just been in top form.
Wait, I want to show you the special spoon and why it's special.
Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh, we've unleashed Jason on his kitchen. He'll keep like coming back and be like, look, and then, oh, I gotta show you the mug I use. Come back. Oh, dude, Mercutio, this is exactly what they're gonna do.
As you guys know, there's guest mugs and there's like
Jason
don't
mugs.
touch my good mugs mugs. And right now, this is my new favorite mug.
Okay, you need to make you bigger.
Oh, sorry.
So
that's always what she says.
Hey-o.
Hey, look at this. Look at that. Bam. Bam. Megadeth mug. This is the regular spoon. If you get one of these spoons, this is a regular spoon.
Okay.
This is the only for swirling spoon.
Oh, that's a
plastic free.
It's a perfect amount of Nutella to put into your
perfect amount of Nutella, and then you heat the milk up, and it gets frothed. Then we froth, and Mac is right. Don't over froth. And I talk hella calm when I'm doing it. I'm like, hey, be careful. Don't go all the way down to the bottom. Don't hit the bottom. Don't let the frother hit the bottom. And also, don't let your frother hit the sides. If you keep your frother at a 45-degree angle and about 3/4 of the way down, you'll get a nice, smooth, velvety froth. Mix that in with the Nutella, and you will have a fascinating drink. I just thought, I have giant marshmallows. I can top these with giant marshmallows.
Just two though. I found that more than that, it will overwhelm the flavor of the Nutella.
Coach looks at a 6-year-old bait like blast. Is the Megadeth mug a guest mug? Fuck no, dude. You don't let the guest touch the Megadeth mug. What am I, some kind of weirdo?
The
The
guest
guest
mug,
mugs, I'm not. They're larger than
the guest mugs say, "I'm with the big cocked guy," and it's got an arrow that just points at Jason.
Oh, the guest mugs actually. What the top guest mug is the mug of all of the superheroes in the DC and Marvel universe mooning you.
Now that's good cheeky fun I can get behind.
Yeah. This I'm serious, and it's on top of the guest mug. So when you go sit at the table, there's sugar thing for you. There's spoons for you that are guest spoons for you to do your swirlies.
Yeah.
Um,
He's got a guest frother. Don't touch his
nope,
name.
nope. I'm not rich. What the fuck do you think this is?
Mac, this isn't Beverly Hills.
Yeah, what the fuck? I live in Mexico, brother. You can't have two. We're the double froth. What the fuck is going on here?
This isn't Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
Okay? Two frothers. Gah.
And Mac lied. There's no nut milks here. I actually I froth with I know some prefer a 2% or a vitamin D, or maybe even a barista-friendly oat milk. But remember, oat milk is mostly sugar and has more sugar than the average soda drink. So what I like to do, and this may not be the healthiest, I like to take a nice half and half that I get at the Cali Max and froth with that. It gives you a thicker, more velvety foam.
You know what else? This cup of Keep America Great sperm also has a velvety, healthy foam.
So guests get treated to the warm milk froth swirly spoon, right? Or I won't be in your revolutionary combat cell. Look, when guests come over, I tell them, unless it's like, I'll be honest, I'm pretty shitty. If it was like, if someone like stayed over, I probably would make coffee and I'd be like, would you like some cream in there? Then I'll use the swirly spoon. But if you're a guest, I pour your coffee at a 3/4 full level in your guest mug. Ben, who is a friend, if Matt came over, you're a friend, you can drink out of my Metallica Ride the Lightning mug.
I will come with my own Irish breakfast tea.
Or
Because
or the Megadeth Rust in Peace
coffee
mug.
isn't for me. Coffee tastes like dirt water.
I have teas. I have teas. If you want tea, I will fill it 3/4 of the way full. And then I have a guest creamer container, the really nice porcelain one. I'll fill that with cream for you, put that all on the table in front of you, and go. And I'll even give you a little plate that you can discard your sugar packets and your spoon on. Because I can't just have you leaving shit on the
Absolutely
table
not. Yeah,
like a savage.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, here, we're playing restaurant. And if I'm really feeling festive playing restaurant, I'm like, would you like some toast? And if Max goes, sure. And I'm like, do you want a Jamaica strawberry jam?
Mhm.
Or would you like a cinnamon toast?
He just
Or do you want to go for would you like a savory toast with butter and chimichurri?
Yeah, he just bought, like, he went to the market and got like 2 different types of sourdough as well as wheat too. So I'm like overloaded with options at this point, and I'm just like, duh.
How do you know me so well?
We literally, when you went to run and get, I believe, the spoon this time, I was like, this man is what we want in our leftist spaces. I was like, this dude is what we should, like, he's we got to get on his level. But I was like, he's the bougiest motherfucker with the food and the drink that he puts in his body. So if the thing happens, it, sometimes that's what Jason hears after he finishes and
Can you imagine people coming to my house and thinking I'm full of shit, and that really happens? They're like, "Oh, you're not full of shit." I'm like, "No, no.
yeah, that's
Bread's rather affordable here." Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, if the thing happens and Jason is like stuck, like he came to visit and the thing happens, and he's just like, Mac, you got to come get me, and I like haul ass across the country and I get him, and then we find our cell, you know, fucking all you guys are there, and we're just fighting for dear life because somehow, some way, a bunch of rednecks in Alabama found the one pilot who's sober enough to fly an Apache, and they're firing missiles at us. We're trying to keep our asses alive, and you just hear coffee. It's like, goddamn, Jason. Listen, I'm cold. We walked through water, and my feet are wet. Okay?
Duh.
Jason, where's all your ammunition? Oh, that shit's heavy.
Yeah, I had to almost made me drop my milk frother.
Yeah, I have snacks here now.
What is wrong with you? I got a bunch of fucking Hostess cherry pies.
I got raisins right here. Anybody hungry?
I'm pulling out raisins like Ice Cube and fucking Boys in the Hood. We got a problem here.
Like Terry Crews in The Longest Yard, just reaching to your pants, pulling out some raisins.
Look, guys. I like being a host. And if you come over for just a visit and I'm drinking coffee, like if Matt comes over and he's like, "Hey, Jay, I was just in the neighborhood. Come on over, brother. Would you like a cup of Joe?" No, I don't drink coffee. I have 18 teas.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you like?
And Jason's gonna froth some tea for me. It's gonna be great.
Oh, dude. And then we can drink it. We'll go walk to the terrace and drink it on the terrace.
That's right. And I'll ogle all those big bottom beautiful women. Oh God, that's right. Sean Moon, why did you have to bring that up? Because he would be that guy. Hopefully, Jason's as useful as Ewan McGregor and Black Hawk Down was.
JC says loose leaf tea. I do have some loose leaf tea for people like Mac that are saying, "Oh, you only have tea bags." Loose leaf too, motherfucker. Eat the marshmallows.
Trust me, you're gonna want to add 2 of the large marshmallows to the smoke. You know.
just the level of ASMR too. When drinking this,
Jason's gonna be sipping his Nutella mocha with marshmallows, and you're just gonna hear.
It sounds like a turtle head's poking out. The caffeine on this motherfucker is legit.
It is running right through me, but it doesn't help that I ate 48 pounds of beef at the Brazilian steakhouse last night. So this is going to end that episode. Well, no, it's over already. I shit myself.
Oh, dude. If I wouldn't have got ghosted by that woman, I totally was going to take her to the Brazilian steakhouse.
I think I'm going to just have to find a woman and be like, "Hey, you want to go to Mexico?"
And my friend just needs a date at the Brazilian steakhouse. He doesn't feel like a piece of shit.
Rad Brazilian steakhouse, all you can eat for like $13. You know,
dude, I need you to come down here to experience this with me because I took Ben to the wrong one. That didn't sound right.
And you saw a donkey show, didn't you? You saw a donkey show.
Nah, I knew there was 2 locations. I didn't know there was a third. And the third took me to a part of Tijuana that I didn't know existed.
Oh.
And we got lost for a while. Okay. And we found it, but it wasn't as dope as the one I wanted to go to. So now I know the name exactly of the one I want to go to. So I want to take you to that one. It's really fucking dope. We can all night.
That's right. We'll just froth milk. What the fuck is wrong with us? See, everybody, what you do is you show your family this episode tomorrow and be like, "This is what late stage capitalism does to American males' brains," and that might make people think otherwise. Like maybe I shouldn't be all in on capitalism.
Yeah. You have two different kinds of spoons, and
Yeah.
one spoon is not used for stirring. And you can't stir. There's a radius that the stir spoon has that's more applicable to making the mocha. As you can hear, you hear that. See how it hits? That hits. Here, let me put it in there so you can for the ASMR fan. You hear that? Yeah. You like it? Are you hard? Well, I am a little. That hits because of the plastic coating of this spoon. Now this all sterling silver stir spoon. Ah, you hear that? Getting hard again? I am. Nipple up.
The frothing bros.
I saw Ben got a couple kilos of a side haircut. He didn't get his haircut here. He got too weirded out and got his haircut in the States.
Kush, Jason trying furiously for an NPR show. Hello, everybody. This is Jason Miles with Smooth Listening. Today we'll be talking about tariffs. Are they good? Are they bad? And we'll be interspersed with a light jazz. No Coltrane. We're going to go a little bit lighter today. I understand this conversation topic could be a little upsetting. But here to explain tariffs and their effects on the economy, we're bringing in Dr. Raymond Fowler, Professor Emeritus from Harvard Business School. Hello, Doctor. How are you? Hello, Jason. I'm doing well. This is my first time on on NPR, so I'd like to thank you and your listeners for having me on.
You do that so fucking well. I was gonna sit back and see how long you fucking went with that. I was like, oh my god, it's doing such a good coconut in the corns. It's like car talk on mushrooms.
Now the thing is, can you
double up?
Can you imagine Jason doing the NPR fundraising? Hello, everybody. It's Jason Miles. Today we need your help. National Public Radio is publicly supported with your donations, and for a $20 donation, you will get an NPR book bag that you can take to your library and load up with books. I have 3 of them in various shades of green. And as for a $40 donation, we will enter you into the Fly Anywhere in the World prize package, where you and one guest can fly anywhere. And Jim, I'll tell you right now, you know where I would go? Where would you go, Jason? I am thinking Athens, Greece. I heard there's a lot of flat-bottomed women there. And that's right up my alley. It is, Jason. That really is. You like them flat. Oh, almost like the bottom of a skillet.
If it's too round, I'm not down.
Did you really try? If you didn't get pink eye, that's how I feel.
If it's got too much of a bubble, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I think we should have ended this an hour ago, but sometimes you just go off. Oh, did you hear that?
Oh,
ooh, that's dope. Okay, now we have to stop being stupid dudes finding out how shit works.
Yeah, we don't need turntables anymore. We can just use a right next to the mic. I'm sorry, Kush. I was shooting from the hip. Okay, like that.
Oh wow, Eric says he got $6 worth of coffee. I wish we could do stuff like that. Well, look, we have to go. We have to go. And I won't be frothing milk because I have a milk froth cutoff time because I have acid reflux from insane amounts of coffee I've drinking over the years.
Mm-hmm. And Jason's gonna have he's gonna get frothed later on. Buzzing. Ash cheeks like your lips on flat.
Like we say here at TIR, flat is where it's at. And if it's too big, I'm not down with that. No, seriously. Get your big ass away from me.
That's too scrumptious of a bottom, so please vacate the premises.
I need you to have a very long crack, man.
Miss, what is your name? I'm Jaina. And I have a flat butt, Jason. So what do you think after the show? Oh, I already got us a nice spot to go to. We'll take care of that flat butt.
Do you like mochas? Thank you guys, and we are
Out.